Across the UK, online and on DAB.
We are Talk.
Talk Radio. Give it some lip.
Talk Radio.
Tonight might work, it might not work, I don't know. I'm going to make it really hard on myself. I have nothing in front of me apart from the screen, the phone lines and my microphone. Shall we see what happens?
Late night, Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
Siente mucho de anunciar un retraso de 15 minutos en el vuelo 824. Gerona Control is sorry to announce a 15-minute delay on flight 84.
You're Heller?
That is correct, yes. If you will please to follow me, Mr. Rule. You are undoubtedly Mr. Harry Rule.
So, I've got nothing for the show this evening. Literally nothing. And I was talking to Kath, saying, Kath, I don't think I've got anything for the show. I don't know what to talk about. And she kind of put forward a few things. I went, no, I'm not really feeling them. And then I jotted down some stories in the newspapers. But if I'm honest, I wasn't really feeling them. It's kind of what I do each night, is I'll come in and I'll look through all the papers and I'll jot down, some nights it's 5, 6, 7, some nights it's 20 stories that are vaguely interesting. And I use those as little conversation starters, or if there is a lull in the calls, I go, oh! There's a story on page 12 of the Daily Mirror about an owl. And I'll do that. And I jotted down some stories tonight. And, I was jotting them down just because I felt I ought to jot them down. None of them really kind of connected with me. And I haven't done a lot today. There's not a lot going on in my head. So, this is how the show's going to work tonight, if it works at all. It may not. It may be an absolute car crash. But it's a Friday night. It's the night that we get the least amount of listeners, so why not have a punt? Shall we take a punt? Are you prepared, dear listener, to take a punt? So I haven't got the newspapers in front of me. I took those out during the news when it kind of came to me that this is what we were going to do. Haven't got a sheet of paper with notes or anything scribbled on. We're not periscoping the show this evening. I have my computer open to play that little clip there that will mean something to some of you and nothing to most of you. Computer's closed. No tweets. I've turned off the tweets and the text is on the screen in front of me. So we will just see what happens. I'm being handed a plug. I'm plugging a lamp. In the dark studio, with a lamp. I bring in a little one of those bendy lamps. I bring that in now. So, we're going to see for the next 3 hours what happens. After midnight, we'll take calls straight to air, OK? We'll do that. So that's something we know we've got. We've got a peg there. But we haven't got a peg between now and then. And there isn't really. Oh, is it? It's my light that makes the buzzing. Is it? Hang on. No, it's not. Something's making... I noticed that buzzing yesterday. I wonder what that is. Is it my... Might be my computer. Anyway, it doesn't matter. So we haven't got a peg, and normally I come in and I say, I've had a crap day, or I was thinking about my dad, or my boys did something stupid and it was fun, and or there is no peg for this evening's show. So, what does that mean? It means that for the next 3 hours, I haven't got any fallback, I haven't got any kind of tricks up my sleeve, so this is going to be a proper, spontaneous 3 hours of radio. Could be completely silent. I don't know. I've got one caller lined up. It's Alan Caddick, who's pretty dependable. So we've got Caddick lined up. So that's one call. I don't know if we'll get any others. That's up to you. 0344 499 1000. That's the phone number, right? 0344 499 1000. Now, you may phone in because you've got something really urgent or important that you feel you need to say. Brilliant. You might phone in because you feel a bit sorry for me, sat here for 3 hours without anything to talk about. Brilliant. I'll take those phone calls. Or you might decide that you're not going to phone in because you want to hear me struggle for 3 hours. Brilliant. All of those options and any other permutation you can think of, all of those options are valid and are groovy, man. Groovy. So, do you want to play or not? And honestly, I haven't got any, in inverted commas, topics to throw out. I know we don't normally do topics anyway, but I haven't got anything. I've had a really, really boring day. I went for a steam because I'm worried I'm losing my voice. And I went for a brief swim. Then I went home and watched a little bit of Alvin and the Chipmunks with the boys. And I've got a funny little pain in my throat that I, of course, in my head, I've escalated it into throat cancer. So, it's quite a boring day, so there's no pegs there. Pegs is my word of the day, by the way. It's the word I'm using. And it kind of makes sense to me in my head. The show has pegs normally. We've got nothing. We've got absolutely nothing. I'm sat here in a dark studio. I finally worked out how I like to have the studio. For the moment, anyway, it'll change. We have several sets of lights in this studio. We have the kind of the LEDs in the ceiling, and then we have coloured LEDs around the side, and you can change the colour. And I've been playing around with that. The way I like to have my studio now, if you can imagine, is with all of the lights off. This bendy lamp that I have, I've got two screens in front of me. One doesn't really serve any purpose whatsoever, and one is the switchboard that tells me when people are calling in. I've got my laptop, but that's closed. I've got my phone, and I'll turn that off in a minute. I've got a bottle of water. I wouldn't be surprised if I got a cup of tea very soon. I can see Catherine and Ed through the how many sheets of glass are there? 1, 2, 3. It looks like it looks like 3, 2 or 3 sheets of glass. I can see them through there in their illuminated studio, and that's it. That's it. There's no notes. I haven't got the newspapers. There's nothing. I'm quite excited. I may not be quite excited by 11:30 when I'm knackered. I do make things a little bit difficult for me, but then that's all part of the joy. So what we're going to do is I can see we've got 4 people who've called in, which is brilliant. I've got no idea what they want to talk about. So, 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number. We'll have a break. And then when we come back, we'll take some calls and see where we go, shall we?
Unmissable late night radio with the original king of unconventional conversation.
Make contact with Iain.
Late night Iain Lee on Talk Radio. We'll get you talking.
We have no tricks up our sleeves this evening, dear listener. It is a late night phone-in radio show. I'm sat here. You call in 0344 499 1000. Let's go to G.
Hip, hip, hip.
Hip, 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 G.
Sorry about that. You caught me off guard. You said you got Caddick. I expected to be on after Caddick.
No, well, I like to mix the order around from time to time. I can go to Caddick first if you prefer.
Well, I mean, if you want to go to Caddick or...
No, I'd like to talk to you.
Oh, that's okay, man. I have a poem for you.
Go on, then.
But before I do my poem, I'd like to set a challenge to Dan to put my words to music, if he can.
Okay.
I'm a poet. You didn't know it.
Hey.
So, if Dan is listening,
yes.
I'd like him to put my words to some form of tune.
Yeah. Well, he may do, he may not.
Well, yeah, obviously, it's his choice. But I just thought, you've got no structure to tonight's show. I thought I'd ring in, give you a little bit of a poem. I know how much you hate poetry.
Yep. I don't think poetry works on the radio. Is my kind of key thing.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool.
It just reminds me, and this isn't anywhere criticism of you, but because I do like poetry. I like reading poetry. I like seeing poetry performed live. I enjoyed it when you performed via the Skype, and I enjoy that aspect of it. I just think on the radio, I think it loses something. Do you know what I mean? It feels...
I completely understand, and that's the reason that I've rung in tonight, because, you said you've got no structure to it. I thought, if you lose something, then it can lose me.
No. Listen, we're not making any sacrifices in front of the radio god of Mike's Dickin at all. I just wonder what your thoughts were on when you've heard... There's a Roger McGough, who is a brilliant poet, presents a programme on Radio 4 called Poetry Please, right?
Yes.
And I like him, and I like some of the poetry that's featured on that. But just listening to it, it feels flat. There's, for some reason, for me, and this is just for me, poetry on the radio loses something. Context, it loses a little bit of vibrancy. I don't know if it's the radio signal that flattens it out a bit. Like we were talking last night about how MP3s, they're different from records in that you lose the top end and you lose the bottom end and you just get the middle. So maybe it is an acoustic thing that happens when I hear radio on the poetry. And maybe it's just me being a miserable old git. I don't know.
I could go and stand in the bathroom so it has a little bit of echo.
There we go. There we go.
Well, there you go. Just give me 1 second. I'll go and stand in the bathroom. See if it gives it a little bit of echo.
Who was that producer that killed his landlady and then committed suicide? The British Phil Spector. He did Tornado.
I have no idea.
Nick Moran did a film about him. As I don't have any screens in front of me, I can't look it up, which is good. Someone will know. Anyway, he was like a really innovative record producer in the early 60s, before pop was a thing. And in Britain, and he would record in this little sort of flat that he had, and he would get the singers to go and stand in the bathroom and use the natural echo of the bathroom, and it's great. It's true. If you think you can half sing, if you go in the bathroom and sing, it makes everything sound great.
Well, I've sung in the shower before.
Yeah, singing in the shower, or singing at the foot of a stairwell in a block of flats or in a school.
Yes, a concrete
block of
Concrete.
flats.
Yeah, that echo is something
awesome.
else. Yeah.
It really is. Well, I'm stood in the bathroom right now. Can you hear the echo?
Yes, I can hear the echo.
Right, okay. Can I just say also that I'm really glad that you've got Tim McVeigh coming on the show?
Well, Tim McVeigh is...
Nudge.
It's not definite he's coming on. Tim McVeigh, for those who don't know, first guy ever to score 1 billion points on a video game. There's a brilliant documentary about him, Man vs. Snake on Netflix. We were chatting on email. He's up for it, but I asked him to come on yesterday's show, and he couldn't do it because Thursdays, get this, I thought it was because of the time difference, because it would have been 6:30 his time, and I thought it would have clashed with his work. But Thursdays is his date night.
Yes.
When him and his missus go out
Him
on
and
their
his missus
dates.
go out and have a date.
Yeah, exactly. So I've suggested a couple of other dates, but he's not got back. So I will chase him up this weekend if I get a moment or two.
I'll give him a nudge, Ian. Let him know.
Now I can't understand what you're saying because the echo is distorting your words. Let's get to the poem, G.
Okay. The poem is called Like Me.
Uh-oh.
I know a man, depressed and broken down, hard to understand. He was the talk of town, abandoned by peers who only knew his name. He lost too many years, but he still feels the pain. Alcohol and drugs can't curb his inner sorrow. Now he only looks at mirrors of tomorrow. He just wants to hide, too broken to set free. Somewhere deep inside, I know a man like me.
The only poem I can quote has got a swear word in it. And it's the Philip Larkin one about your mum and dad. Do you know that one?
No, I didn't realise that Philip Larkin had written a poem about my mum and dad.
I'm good. Your mum and dad.
Yes.
They don't mean to, but they do, and then I can't remember the rest of it. But it's
I know a Tubby Brown one, if that's better.
No, I think we'll be all right. Thank you, G. Caddick!
Hip, hip, hip!
Hip, 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 Caddick.
What kind of cake?
Lemon gay cake.
With me, lemon drizzle cake.
Actually, Alan, I'm off the cake at the moment.
Why?
'Cause I'm trying to lose a bit of weight. It's day 2 of eating no chocolate and no sweeties.
Okay.
And I think maybe, just maybe, it's the longest I've ever been.
Right.
So,
I
yes.
see the celebrity curse has struck again.
Well, what celebrity curse?
Robert Vaughan has died today.
We didn't kill Robert Vaughan, did we?
He died of leukemia.
Yeah, I know, but hang on. That's who? Which curse? You talking about the curse of the show, or just
another celebrity curse?
What?
So 2016 has been a bad year.
Oh, you mean the curse? The curse of 2016? Okay.
Yes.
Well, but I mean, yeah, it's sad. Robert Vaughan was great. But
I watched him in Superman 3. That's when I first seen him.
Okay. But
he was
yes,
Ross
hello.
Webster.
Do you listen?
Sorry.
Do you listen to the show, Alan?
I do, and I listen again because the website's different now.
Yeah, they've updated the old talkradio.co.uk. But so you don't listen to the web? You don't listen to the show as it's going out?
Yes, I do, because you've got no topics tonight. So we're going off on a tangent.
But you know that because you've been on the phone.
And I will continue listening. Straight to air.
It's not. I just wonder. I sometimes get the impression that some of my callers don't actually listen to the show, and that they just call in and do their little 5 minutes and then go off.
I mean, I always listen intently.
Really?
And I'll subscribe to the podcast as well.
Oh no, I'm not having a go. It's if people want to do that again, you know, that's a valid way of interacting with the show and interacting with society. It's like Jonathan, for example. I suspect that Jonathan doesn't listen to the show.
Oh dear! Don't get me started on him.
Oh, have you got beef with Jonathan?
I mean, is he the one that doesn't know what's going on?
You're asking that question?
Because I'm intrigued to hear what Sheridan comes up with on the Twitter, but we can't tonight because Twitter's turned off.
With what?
No, because, Sheridan, who always asks me, who is Alan Caddick and what is Alan Caddick?
Oh, yes, well, we've got no idea what that person's saying to this evening. There is no Twitter. And I think it's a hard concept for you guys to grasp. There's no Twitter. There is no. I've turned off the part of the screen that shows me the texts and the emails. There's nothing. It's just me sat here now with a cup of tea. Thank you, Edward. And yes, and the phones.
Well, I've got an idea for a topic.
Well, topics. I'm looking forward to hearing it. I should let you know. Topics don't work on this show. It's a really strange thing. It's the only show I've done where if I put out what I think is a really good topic, a subject, people tend not to call in about it. Now, is that could be my fault because I kind of came in on Talk Radio and it was all a little bit, open-ended and there was no focus to it. Maybe it's a natural evolution. I don't know. But let's hear your topic, Alan, and I suspect we won't get anyone calling in about it.
If you could choose a baddie in heaven,
what?
Who would play in real life?
If you could choose a baddie in heaven,
baddie from heaven?
Who would play you in real life?
Who would play that baddie in real life?
Give me an example of a baddie in. Surely a baddie would be in hell.
No, but this is a reformed baddie.
So someone who was a baddie, but just as they were dying, they converted to Christianity.
Yeah.
And so they went to heaven.
Yeah.
But the person that plays them is going to play them as a baddie or as a reformed ghost?
Reformed ghost.
That's really complicated. So, If you could think of a baddie who is in heaven, who would play them now, but as a reformed ghost?
I was thinking.
I got a feeling we're not going to get. I don't even understand the question.
Well, let's work with it because I can give you mine. The reformed ghost would be Saddam Hussein before he went all paramad.
I don't think Saddam Hussein converted to Christianity just before he died. No. I've seen the video.
What about Bin Laden?
Don't think Bin Laden converted to Christianity just before he died. It's unlikely. We don't know. I haven't seen that video. It's unlikely.
We've got Obama's word for it, haven't we?
We've only got Obama's word that Bin Laden, for all we know, Bin Laden could be in a basement under the White House, and that's what he had to tell Trump yesterday.
Yeah.
We just don't know, do we, Alan? It's a complicated phone-in. And as I say, phone-ins tend not to work on this show, but I'm going to put it out there because we have this show this evening. We have nothing. And it's actually very freeing to sit here and nothing. No papers, no computer. I've got one of those packets of fruit. Imagine that. A berry medley. And you get 2 strawberries, 3 raspberries and a load of grapes in a plastic tub. All for £2.50. Who'd have thought? So we'll have that in a little bit. But Alan Caddick's phone-in topic this evening is I don't even know what word it starts with. Who would play the reformed ghost of a baddie in heaven? And he means real baddies. He means the real bad guys, not... I don't think Saddam Hussein is in heaven. I'm unsure about Bin Laden because we don't know if those guys are right or wrong. Maybe the jihadis are right. I don't know. Bin Laden's people would believe that he's up there with 72 virgins. So, fair play. 0344 499 1000. This is Talk Radio.
The wild man of late night radio is back.
Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
Let's go in the order they're on my screen. Charlotte.
Hello.
I got told off after the show yesterday, Charlotte.
Oh, did you?
By Catherine.
Why?
What are you saying Charlotte for?
Oh, you do say it a bit funny, don't you?
Well, no, this is because, right, I've always... You probably say it as Charlotte, don't you?
Yes.
Charlotte. Now, I've always said it as Charlotte, right? But in the last 6 months or so, I've met a couple of women who refer to themselves as Charlotte.
Oh, they're just being posh bints.
Well, is it posh bintery?
Yes, it is.
Because it made me, I'm glad you said that, it made me question my entire existence, because I'm thinking, God, all the Charlottes I've met, I've been calling them Charlotte, but it is spelt Charlotte.
It is, yes.
So maybe you're a common bint.
Oh, God, yes, most definitely.
Maybe that's what it is.
Most definitely.
Well, I might flick between Charlotte and Charlotte, if you don't mind. What have you got for us tonight, Charlotte?
Ferrets.
Sorry?
Ferrets.
Go on, tell me about ferrets.
Right, ferrets make lovely pets, and people think they're nasty little critters that bite and are dead smelly. I'd just like to say they're wrong.
Where does the thing come from about sticking them down men's trousers? What is that?
I think the people that used to work ferrets, that was just to prove that they were friendly, and the darkness apparently would calm them down.
Oh. Because that's when you mention ferrets, that's the first kind of thing that comes into my mind. Didn't they used to have competitions to see who could get the most ferrets down? I mean, the ferrets have got very sharp teeth. If they bite into a man's penis or a woman's clitoris, that's gonna smart, isn't it?
Well, it's only a man that would put a ferret by his penis. A woman's too intelligent to put it one by a lady garden.
Okay, well that's fine.
Yeah.
How many ferrets have you got?
I got 3.
What are they called?
Ferguson, Monty. Well, it's short for Montezuma.
Yes.
And Polo.
What was the first
They're
one?
All boys.
Tennyson.
Ferguson.
Oh, Ferguson. Sorry, the phone cut out. Why? How long do they live for?
They can live up to 10 years if they're treated properly. Yeah.
We had a bit of bad news, right? You know, we've got a dog, right? We've got this Westie. She came in one night, and I don't really like her, but that's by the by. She's going to have her insides cut out next week, so that'll teach her. And we bought her from somewhere about, I don't know, 80 miles away. By a bizarre coincidence, when we were at dog training with her, we were sat next to another Westie, and we got talking to the woman, and it turned out that they were brother and sister. Isn't that a strange coincidence? So we got this dog,
is strange.
Yeah, from 80 miles away, and we ended up sat next to each other. They were brother and sister, and they are over a year. Let me say about 16 months old, right? Well, the brother died this week.
Oh dear.
Of heart failure. And you know, and I'm going to be honest with you, Charlotte. This is genuinely my first thought, okay? We can't control our first thoughts, can we?
No.
My first thought was, oh, maybe our dog will die young. That'd be good. Oh, first thought!
Oh,
Didn't say it out loud. We can't control our knee-jerk reactions, and we just have to learn not to act on our knee-jerk reaction. My first thought was, oh, maybe our dog will die young. That'll be good. And then I thought, I'm spending £400 on having a spade next week. Oh. So there might be a genetic problem with our dog. Jeez. So, what can you do with ferrets, though? I have seen, on occasion, people taking ferrets out for a walk.
Yes, you can do that, but I'm not as silly and mad as that. I'd never take them out for a walk. You can use them to go rabbiting, because they'll go down and flush the rabbit out for you.
Have you done that?
Sorry, Flower, no, I haven't. I'm not the hacking jacket with a deerstalker hat type.
Is it not tempting, though, to send them down?
No, because I'd lose them, because mine are house-trained. Because ferrets can be house-trained and are very clean. And they're not streetwise, and they'd all run off, and I'd be sad.
So what do you do with them, then?
sing to them, talk to them.
What do you sing to your ferrets?
I sing to them how lovely they are and beautiful. They're like having a ferret, Ian, is like having a puppy or a kitten.
Yeah.
They're furry. They use a litter tray and they're furry. They like to be stroked and things.
Could you pretend, Charlotte, that I'm your ferret, and could you sing to me?
If you want.
Yes, please.
Really?
Yes, please.
Okay. You won't cut me off and think that I'm mad, will you?
Oh, no, not at all.
Who's a beautiful little ferret? Mummy's little boy. He's so handsome. There you go.
Thank you very much, Charlotte. Your ferrets are very lucky to have you as their mummy.
They are. I mean, I've got one, and you know how dogs mouth? He'll do that, but he won't sink his teeth in. And I've got another one that'll nibble your ear.
We were watching them. We're getting really into Alvin and the Chipmunks films in our house. I don't know, but we've seen 2. And this one had David Cross in, who's a very, very filthy comedian. Anyway, and I had my youngest, my 4-year-old, who read to me for the first time tonight. That was a joy.
Oh, fab.
Oh, he read to me. It's beautiful.
Oh,
and
yeah.
He was sat on my lap, and he didn't have his shoes on. And then he just started laughing, like proper laughing. And I was going, what are you laughing at? He's going, the dog's licking my toes! She was licking his horrible dirty feet. And he was in hysterics. It was brilliant. I can understand the ferrets, Charlotte. I bet they're lovely pets.
They are. I mean, I've got a grandson, and he loves it when a ferret's on his lap. His parents don't.
Yeah.
But being a granny, I can do these things, can't I?
One question, and this sounds like I'm being flippant. It's a genuine question.
Okay.
What is their poo like? Is it like a long poo, or is it like a pellet?
It's a long poo. It depends on what they eat.
Yeah.
If they eat like mice and things like that, it can be quite slimy. If you feed your ferret on pellets, on commercial food, it's drier.
Does it look like a tiny human poo?
It does.
Beautiful.
And listen, if you have mice or rodents, stick a bit of ferret poo where they come and rodents will disappear.
Stick a bit of ferret poo where they come? I'm not getting that close to a mouse.
Well, if you have an infestation.
Oh, you mean the hole in the... You mean where they come through the hole in the wall? I'm so sorry, Charlotte. I completely misunderstood that. My apologies. Thank you very much indeed. Well, 37 minutes in for a show with no agenda and nothing. I'm enjoying myself. The phones have gone nuts as well. The busiest they've been all week. Angela.
Evening, Ian. How are you tonight?
I'm all right, thank you, Angela. What you got for us?
Well, I decided to give you a ring. I've turned Facebook off, Messenger off, Kindle off. I'm reading a good book. Someone rang me up to say, "You all right?" And I said, "Yes." I said, "It's just between me and my radio."
Oh.
And you don't hear that ping, ping.
No,
ping.
it's kind of quite nice. I mean, I've turned off. So I've only got one screen in front of me now. The screen with the phone, the phone box, which is the system we use, and I've got this lamp. And I've got my computer off and my phone off, and it's I'm able to give everybody my full and undivided attention. This is what radio used to be like. When I started doing radio, this is what it used to be like.
Yes, it is, isn't it?
And we do, and I'm making a real effort now. When me and Kath, quite often we go out for a meal before the show, and I'm making a real effort when we go out to leave my phone behind at work. And when I'm with the boys, I'm making an effort to leave my phone either in the car, and I didn't actually do it today. I failed a bit today. I had it on me and I kept checking it. But I'm making an effort to leave my phone out of reach, so in the car, usually. And boy, oh boy, it really makes a difference to, like, the fact that me and Kath will have a conversation and we won't be both just checking our phones. I mean, the boys will, we will... I've sat there and I was watching... They were watching this weird cartoon called Lava or something, right? And I had a really profound thought, Angela, about kids' TV.
That's fine, I do.
Yeah, here we go. Here's my profound thought, right? One of the phone-ins we don't do on this show is about old kids' TV, because I think it's a bit lazy. But It is something that binds generations together. Generations will talk about Grange Hill with Tucker Jenkins in, or they'll talk about Jossie's Giants, or they'll talk about Dramarama, or they'll talk about who was that naughty girl? Marmalade Atkins.
Yeah,
they'll talk about that, right? And people of a certain age will go, oh yeah, I used to love that. Anywhere you go, in a pub or a cafe, in a queue, wherever, people go, oh, I used to love that. Kids, hang on a second. Kids, 15, 20 years hence, won't have that because nobody's watching the same thing at the same time. My kids are watching this cartoon called Lava on Netflix that nobody else has ever heard of. And Kath's kids will be watching something else that we've never heard of because we've not got BBC One Kids TV and ITV Kids TV. We've got box sets and Netflix and Amazon and DVDs and online streaming and Sky and CBeebies. We've got all of these things. So in 20 years' time, kids or grown-ups that were kids won't have a common language of kids' TV.
That's true, because technology is growing, isn't it, really?
Yeah, we won't have that shared interest. And it struck me today because I was watching this really funny cartoon and we were laughing out loud at it because this slug ate a chili and it was farting fire. And, honestly, my boys were absolute hysterics. They couldn't have seen anything funnier. And I thought, probably maybe 6 other people in the country have seen this. And they'll never be out. Anyway, what were you going to say, Angela? Sorry, I cut you off.
I don't know if you remember it, but I'm quite older than you. But do you remember a cartoon called Pet to the House? Pets in the House? The Hector in the House. Like
Hector in the House. No,
a cat and
my sister used to watch that. I've heard legend of it, but I didn't watch it.
It's brilliant.
Well, you see, but I think that kids' TV now is brilliant. I think it's better than it was when we were kids, particularly the stuff on CBeebies. You know, it's proper. It's stuff. Boys were a little bit too old for CBeebies now, but it's like proper fun stuff. But also, you're learning stuff, but not in a hey guys, now we're going to learn something kind of way. They do it really subtly, and Alex and I can't remember any of the other Andy and all the other presenters that work on there. They're brilliant. They speak things like Place. We are doing old kids' TV. Things like Play School and stuff. It was always old people presenting on it, wasn't it?
Yes, it was.
But now it's like now you got like people you got kids in their 20s presenting, which makes much more sense.
Oh, do you remember that other one that dressed up on like different costumes? Bungle. I can't remember.
Bungle? That was
Bungle,
Rainbow.
That's it. Yeah, Rainbow.
Have you seen? This is. I'm sure it's. I think it's on YouTube. There is a rude episode of Rainbow. Have you seen, what they used to do in the 70s and 80s, BBC and ITV, is before we kind of had bloopers and outtakes, they would film things for the Christmas tape. I remember my dad bringing home a Doctor Who Christmas tape, and it was a very drunk Tom Baker swearing at K9. And they filmed pretty much a whole episode of Rainbow, but it's filthy. I think Tommy Boyd's in that one as well.
I'll have to have a look.
Have a look on YouTube, Angela. You might be in for a shock. Thank you very much indeed. 03. I won't give the number because we've got loads of phone calls. Penny, then Craig, then Wilson, and then it could be you, dear listener. This is Talk Radio.
Late night, Iain Lee on Talk Radio. We'll get you talking.
Penny, say hello to Craig. Craig, say hello to Penny.
Hello, Craig.
Hello, Penny.
How's it going, guys?
It's going all right. How are you?
I'm all right. I've got I've got a cold. I'm on the verge of a cold, which is I'm going for a steam because I lose my voice. And I've just got this little spot in my throat. It just kind of hurts a bit, and I'm hoping it's in my head. I've made it into throat cancer, and that's not me being flippant. Genuinely, I'm thinking, oh God, I've got throat cancer, and I probably haven't got throat cancer, and it's probably just a little bit of a sore throat. But that's where my head is taking things. Who wants to go first?
I don't mind.
Neither me. But I got cut off last week for that.
For what? What did you get cut off for, Craig?
For letting Katia go.
Well, so what are you going to do? How are you going to play it this week?
Oh, I better go first then.
Oh, you sexist pig! You stay there, Craig. Penny's going first. Unbelievable!
I don't mind.
Unbelievable behaviour. What you got for us, Penny?
Well, I was going to talk to you about a variety of things, actually, and then I got distracted by some of the other stuff you talked about. But first, I will just say, after our conversation on Monday about being lonely, which I'm not going to get into again now, I had some lovely messages from listeners. You've got some nice listeners, Iain.
No. They're all sexual deviants.
Yeah, that's actually true. Caddick's been in touch tonight.
I bet he has, the little tinker. Well, that's nice. I had some nice messages too. I don't count that as contact, personally. No, that's not in a judgment of what you've just said. I don't count that as contact.
Yes and no. There's been some nice contact. It's not quite the same as someone phoning you, and people still haven't phoned me. Someone did give me their phone number, but that was nice. Not Caddick, I hasten to add. What was I going to say there? But I have discovered, though, also how awkward it is when you're texting people for things to be misinterpreted as well.
Uh-oh.
That's not nice, is it? But still. Anyway, moving on from that.
Next week, I thought we might do a show on bullying. I heard the most amazing bit of radio on Radio 4 as I was driving in. It was incredible. It was on PM. I thoroughly recommend it.
Was that tea time? I saw you tweet.
Yeah. It was about 20 to 6 on the PM programme hosted by Eddie Mair. And, it was the most incredible bit of radio. It was a young man, I don't know how old he was. I think he was a teenager, who had attempted to commit suicide, and it was the mother of another young man, a teenager, 15, I think, who had committed suicide. And they were talking about bullying. I don't want to do it tonight because it's a little bit heavy. We've had quite a heavy week. But they were talking about bullying, right? And the abuse that both young men had to endure. And it reminded me of a thing I feel very uncomfortable about. That I bullied people at school. I was bullied, and for whatever reason, I then went on. I was horrible to people, really horrible. And it was brought home to me when I was buying my engagement ring, right? And by coincidence, in the shop was someone I used to go to school with who was in the year below me. And he said, all right, Iain, do you remember me? And after a bit of fishing in my memory, I remembered him. And I said, my stock line is, I hope I wasn't a dick to you. He said, actually, yeah, you were. You made my life miserable at school. Boom.
Oh.
Boom.
Awkward.
Yeah, really awkward. Really awkward. And, but what a thing for him to say. What a brilliant thing. What a powerful moment for him to be able to address that and say that. And, now I'm grateful for his honesty in that, in a really weird situation where he could have gone, no, it's fine. And I apologised to him. I kind of explained a few things that had been going on for me at the time. And I said, look, I think I've changed, but I'm really sorry. And And I've since had time to been able to apologise to a couple of other people I was awful to. But there are still three people that I could think of that I was terrible to. Did absolutely terrible things. And, I come on the air and I'm this liberal, hey man, let's all love each other and I've got depression and all of this kind of stuff. But I was a shit when I was at school. Not all the time. I was a laugh and I did some fun things and I messed around and stuff. But I made some people's lives miserable. And I got a lot of shame around that.
At least you've got the chain. I don't know, because someone who bullied me, she keeps trying to add me on Facebook, and I keep refusing. But the other person who bullied me then was killed in a car crash, and that's kind of a weird resolution to things.
How did that make you feel?
Weird, because I was still
was there a moment? Was there a moment of punching the air, going, "Yeah, karma"?
No, because I kind of heard the message through her mum, and I'd always liked her mum. Do you know what I mean? So it's really. Yeah. It's obviously a very sudden thing. And I was only about 19, 20 at the time. So quite young to lose your friends, if you know what I mean. And just this message came from sort of her mum via my mum that she'd been killed in this car crash. And I knew her sister, and I was actually friends with her sister as well, which was kind of awkward. And that was a really, even still now, like years and years later, I have no idea quite where my emotions sit with that. Because it's just such a weird situation. But I didn't phone up for deep news.
I know. Let me just do a little postscript to that. I think we'll talk about this next week because I tweeted the shame and guilt that I carried for bullying some people. I wasn't the school bully, but I made some people's lives miserable. And again, loads of people went, I did that, and I feel really bad about it. Loads of people, and I think it's
people carry it for a long time.
Yeah, people do carry it. I feel terrible, particularly. There was this young. I'm not going to say her name. But there's this young lady, and the stuff I did. It was awful because I was showing off to my mates, and it was awful, and I took it too far. And I may never find. I don't remember her last name. I may never find this person, and it may not be appropriate for me to approach this person and make amends. They may not want me to make amends. And in which case, I don't want to. You've got to be really careful when you go back to people that you have
it's hard,
caused misery
to. They may carry something around, but what they carry around with them now, maybe. Yeah. You don't really know what it's going to be like.
No, and I don't want to stir. I don't want to stir anything up. I don't want them to go, "Oh my God, did they bring back all the trauma?" Or they might go, there have been times when I've apologised to people for past behaviour, where I've made amends, and they've gone, "I don't remember that."
Yeah, you've either got that, or it's like, in my case, I have physical scars on my body from this girl who was killed in this car crash. And I find that really... Yeah. I've kind of I'm at peace now with the physical scars I have from her, but... it's kind of all still feels a bit unresolved, if you know what I mean. And I'm still in touch with her sister, and her sister had a baby a few years ago, named her baby after her dead sister. Gosh. And, it's a weird one.
We'll do that next week. People want to call in about that tonight. It's groovy, but we'll do it one day next week. Anyway, what did you call in for, Penny?
I was going to talk to you about Morse code, but I'm going to actually talk to you about ferrets now instead. Yes. Because I come from the north, and we used to up in proper North Yorkshire area, and in the summer we used to go to these summer shows. And I remember there's this one we used to go to with my parents, Boone Hill Show, and it was full of old blokes, the kind of old countryside blokes with their flat caps, with a stick, with their trousers held up with binder twine, as my Uncle John always used to say. Yeah. And there was this one guy who was there every year with his ferrets, and he used to do it as a bit of a money-making thing. So he created what was called ferret roulette.
Oh, beautiful.
Where basically he built this wooden structure.
This sounds like something that Jazza would do on the Archers. This is brilliant.
You put a ferret in the middle, and then there was, I think, 8 doors, and you opened all the doors at once, and everyone paid 50p to bet on which door the ferret would come out of.
That is genius.
And that was entertainment.
And do you know what? If that was on TV, I'd watch that. I would totally watch that. Do you remember the show Pets Win Prizes?
Channel 5 or something.
Do you remember the show Pets Win Prizes?
Yes, Danny Baker, wasn't it?
First series was Danny Baker. Second series was Dale Winton. I'm in an episode of Pets Win Prizes. Yeah, I wonder if it's on YouTube. There is, I don't think it is actually. Cause my sister worked on it, and I was brought in. This is the BBC. I was brought in to be a ringer, right? Because they had one contestant who, in the words of my sister, they were worried she was going to go nuts. And she may have been, she might have owned a ferret, or maybe it was mice. And they were worried she was going to go nuts and freak out on screen. She didn't. But while I was there, they had a game with 2 rows of 5 people in each row, sat on deck chairs, wearing hats covered in vegetables. You've seen the picture, Kath. And 2 donkeys were walked along, and it was like the roulette thing. You had to bet on which hat the donkey would eat the vegetables from, like 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5. And I was one of those people. So if anyone's got that, if anyone's found it on YouTube, then
someone will find that now. Is that in Dale's day, or was that in Danny Baker's day?
That was in Dale's day. That was when the Lord Dale Winton. Do you remember that guy? Thank you, Penny. Craig, we'll come to you after the news if that's all right.
Fine.
No, fine. Well, that first hour worked quite well, didn't it? That worked quite well. We've got loads of calls, so I'm not going to give out the phone number. If you know it, you can use it. But I'm not going to give it out because we've got loads of calls backed up. Apologies to Craig and Angela and Wilson and everybody else who's waiting. If you know the phone number, you can dial it. So we're trying to do something tonight that could have been a car crash and has actually, so far, for the first hour, has worked quite well. I have nothing for the show this evening. Nothing. I haven't got a bit of paper. I made some notes before I came in, and I made them just as filler, and I wasn't really satisfied with them. So I threw the notes away. I tossed the newspapers out of the studio. I've turned my computer off. It's an old-fashioned phone-in show. It's a microphone. It's a switchboard. It's you. I'm Iain Lee. This is Talk Radio.
Late night, Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
Another hour begins. Another hour begins. Hello, dear listener. Thank you for joining us on Talk Radio. You've made a bold and daring decision to join a thrusting new radio station instead of listening to the other, more established stations that are broadcasting, well, I'd imagine, pretty safe, dull stuff. I take back dull. That's unfair. But certainly safe. Certainly formulaic. I mean, what will they be talking? I mean, all day. If you flicked on a speech-based radio station today, it was all Trump. It's not really a lot to say. He's named a couple of people that are going to be working with him. OK, great. We've got over 2 months of speculation and both sides sniping at each other. It feels a little bit unnecessary to me. The people, protest peacefully. We're allowed to protest peacefully, of course. The people having a go at the people protesting is a little bit... Boris Johnson described it as whinging. Well, democracies, we're allowed to protest. But also we have to kind of accept all these things that are happening. But anyway, the other stations will be talking about Trump, and that's fine. Tonight we're trying to do things, and I say we, I mean myself and Catherine, my producer, and Ed, my technical operator. We're trying to do things a little bit differently. Normally when I come in, I have a stack of newspapers, and I've jotted down some stories from the newspapers that have caught my interest, and I've written down a couple of things that have happened to me in the day, or thoughts that I've had. And I've had quite a boring day. I went for a steam. Went for a 10-minute swim. That's all I can stand because I'm so unfit. But that was something. Read a book and watched an Alvin and the Chipmunks film with my kids, and that was it. It's kind of a dull. It was a nice day. It was a pleasant day. I certainly enjoyed pretty much all of it. But there's not really anything that we can peg a show on there. And the stories that I jotted down in the newspaper, none of them really grabbed me. I was jotting them down for filler. Something that I could use if I ran out of stuff to talk about. So, at precisely 2 minutes to 10, I had the bold, brave and daring decision that we jettison everything. We jettison everything. And we'd open up the phone lines, and I would see who called, if anyone called in, who called in, and what you wanted to talk about. So there is no Periscope this evening. Sorry, guys. There is no Twitter. No text. I've closed off the bit of the screen that shows me the text messages and the emails and all of that. I've turned off all the screens in the studio apart from the one that shows me the phones. And the phones have gone mental this evening. Loads of you have called in. So many, in fact, that we may not be able to get you all on the air. And if you don't get on the air, don't feel slighted. Don't feel it's a personal attack. It's not. It's not at all. We've got 5 days a week of this. Got another... How long have we been... I've got another, 18 months left or something? No, less than 18 months. 12, a year. No, I don't know. 16 months. That's it. That's what I was trying to do. I was trying to split the difference. Of this 5 nights a week. So if you don't get on tonight, don't feel bad. Or if you get on and it's brief, don't feel bad. I'm Catherine and I are kind of trying to create something, Sometimes people will not be happy with what we create, and sometimes people will. If you don't get on tonight, it's fine. I'm on Monday. You can call me then. I'm not going to give out the number because loads of people have called in and I don't want to kind of flood it. But what's happening tonight is I am sat here in the studio, in a dark studio, with a microphone and a phone line, and you are calling in to talk about whatever you want to call in about. After midnight, we'll take calls straight to air. Catherine can come and join me in the studio if she feels up to it. And we'll take calls straight to air. We'll do that because that'll be fun. And I think it's been a thoroughly rotten week for some people. And that might provide a little bit of laughter. In the meantime, let's go through as many of these calls as we can in this hour. Craig!
Hi, Iain.
Hey, Craig.
Excellent. I wanted to talk about films.
Yeah, France?
Films.
Movies. Movies, yes. Movies.
Yeah, last week now, you were on about films that scared you as a kid.
Yes.
And you had Halloween 3.
Oh, yeah.
Now, I've got 3 films. Did you ever see Killdozer?
Was that about a bulldozer that killed people?
Yeah, exactly. You're spot on. You saw it then.
I haven't seen it, but I've seen the front cover of the video in the video store.
Oh, as a kid, that scared me to death. It was like they dug up and released this thing that got into the bulldozers and killed people.
So it was a normal bulldozer that got haunted?
Yeah, sort of thing, yeah.
That would scare you, yes.
And then my parents went away, and so I had the keys to the house, and I snuck in and stuck on my dad's videos to find something groovy to watch.
Oh, God.
And I had a double bill on one tape. Halloween, the original Halloween.
Yeah.
Now, I'm watching this in summer, and I'm thinking if anyone sees me, I'll get done. So I close all the curtains, so it's pitch black inside.
How old were you?
I was in like the first or second year of high school.
What does that mean? 15?
What's that? No, younger than that. 11, 12.
12? Oh, mate, yes.
So that was amazing.
That first Halloween film with Jamie Lee Curtis.
Yeah.
It is a masterpiece. I haven't seen it for a long time. I'm sure it looks very, very dated, but it is.
It isn't. It's brilliant.
Is it? It is such a masterpiece of relentless terror. It's a joy.
And the backwards mask of Captain Kirk on there was.
Yes.
But the film that was on after it, Roller Coaster.
Oh, starring Sparks.
Yeah. They play a concert in it.
Starring Sparks.
That freaked me out about Roller Coaster.
When Sparks,
was going to bomb it.
It's like a 1970s disaster film, and someone said to them it would be a great idea for them to be in a film. And when they came on, when I interviewed them on LBC, Picture Phil from South Norwood came on and said, "Well, I want to talk to you about that film you made, Roller Coaster," and they were mortified that anyone had ever seen it. You know?
Oh, I love it. It's brilliant.
Well, I've not seen it. I should look forward to watching that this weekend, maybe.
Yeah. You were on about films that people trapped. I know you meant boxes.
Yes.
What about in a room?
It's not. Do you know what? It's not really the same thing. Why? What have you got?
Well, The Exterminating Angel is a Spanish film from 1962.
Oh God, it'd be rubbish.
Oh, it's really weird.
It's from 1962. There were no good films made before 1966.
Well, probably not English ones. Maybe there was a Spanish one.
No, it would be rubbish.
But like all these posh people turn up in this house and they just can't leave this room, and it's like not explained at all.
What do you mean? What do you mean they can't leave the room?
Well, that's it.
What?
They keep going. Should we go outside? And then there's loads of. They keep raking up things why they can't go outside.
So they walk through the door and then they're back in the room.
No, they just can't leave the room. They go out and they can't.
That sounds to me very much like an LSD experience.
Yeah, all the servants disappear.
Yeah.
They all leave the house because they think something weird's going to happen.
Yeah.
And then all these posh people can't leave the room.
What do you mean they can't? Well, what do you mean they can't leave the room?
That's it.
They get distracted by something.
No,
so they go, right, we're going to leave the room. Oh, look at that pattern on the table.
The IMDb line is: the guests at an upper-class dinner party find themselves unable to leave. And that's it.
It does sound quite good, actually.
It's 1962, The Exterminating Angel.
Okay.
Very good.
All right, thank you for that, Craig. I appreciate that. Wilson!
Hello!
Hey, Wilson.
You alright, Ian?
I'm all right, fella. What you got for us?
Good. I was just saying I was very excited to hear of James Whale, and I phoned in on Monday to James Whale show.
Good for you. What have you got for us this evening?
Well, I just wanted to say about the TV show thing.
Yes.
I very rarely watch actual TV, but I'm most probably the only kid in my class that actually knows of Happy Days and stuff like that.
Well, that's because the thing about Happy Days is it's looked back on fondly, but I watched one the other day. It's not actually very good. It's a little bit ropey. I mean, it's great because it's where Mork and Mindy came from, and Henry Winkler was genius, and Ron Howard and all. But it's a little bit wooden.
Yeah, no, I do agree actually.
So, what do you talk about with your friends then?
Well, I like Japanese anime, so that's the stuff I watch.
I never quite got into the Japanese anime. I did try, and I just find it a little bit too fanciful for me.
True, but
Wilson, your phone's breaking up. We'll move on. Thank you, mate. New Iain, can you call again? If you're listening, New Iain, we're trying to call you. We can't get through on your line. I say we, I mean Catherine, of course. So give us a call. Let's go to Angela before we have a break. Oh, no, hang on. It says Sean on my screen here. My screen is saying two different things. Yes, Sean.
Hello?
Hello, Sean.
Oh, this is weird.
Why is it weird?
I've never rung a radio station before, so it's weird to sort of hear my own voice in the background.
Well, that is weird. What you need to do, again, it's like a psychedelic experience. What you need to do is turn your radio off. Otherwise, it will confuse you.
Yes.
Have you done that?
Yes, I've done that now.
Excellent, Sean. What have you called in for?
I actually called in because I've been meaning to call in for a couple of weeks now, to call in for the first time, and now I have, and you don't really have any agenda, which is a bit weird, but I'm sure I can try and make something up to talk about, if you'd like that.
Yeah.
Yeah? I can talk, so, sorry. I get very anxious. I got.
Hang on a second, Sean. Phoning up a radio show when there's nothing to talk about, and you suffer from anxiety. You jumped in at the deep end, mate.
I know it's not right.
But you're doing excellently so far.
Okay.
What were you thinking when you picked up the telephone?
I got a very sick feeling in my stomach.
You've got a very what?
Sort of sick feeling in my stomach.
You got a sick...
Like butterflies.
Yeah.
And I thought, oh no, this isn't going to be a fun idea. I am laughing to myself, though. So.
Well, you've... okay, and how's it going so far, do you think?
Not well? I don't know.
No, it's going perfectly
Am I an entertaining person?
Well, the phone call is going well. Neither of us have offended the other one, which I think is always... a boon when it comes to phone calls. We seem to be getting on quite well. Do you have anything you want to say?
No. I can tell you a joke, I guess, or something.
I'm trying to place your accent.
It's I'm from Croydon, so
that's not Croydon accent.
It's not a very Croydon accent, is it?
No.
No, maybe I'm very unusual.
I think you might be very unusual.
Mm.
I was going to say Irish.
I am half Irish.
Thank you very much indeed. Which half?
My mother's side.
And does she have a strong Irish accent?
No, but both her parents are Irish.
Okay. And do they have strong Irish accents?
Yes, very strong.
Did you grow up with them?
Yes.
There we go, you see? I'm like Cracker.
You're a very good detective, Iain.
I once convinced a friend of mine that the reason he was called Cracker was because every time he solved a crime, he would go and eat some dry crackers. And my friend believed that. Then he stopped believing it. And I said, no, the real reason he's called Cracker is because every time he solves a crime, he shoves a firework up his bum. And my friend bought this. And then he watched an episode of Cracker, and about 2 years later, and he phoned me up and said, I've just seen Cracker! There were no fireworks in it at all. Well. These things happen. I don't buy the criminal psychologist. I think it's all a little bit of smoke and mirrors.
You think it's just guesswork?
Yeah, and I know I've got this book that I keep meaning to read, The Jigsaw Man, who was a criminal psychologist. But I think it's just being able to style it out and bluff it. Well, judging from these rapes, I suspect that this man is somewhere in between his 25 and 45, possibly a loner. As long as you couch it with possibly and might well be and I suspect, and you could be completely wrong, Sean, and the coppers can't do you.
Yeah.
That's what I think.
Maybe you should become a criminal psychologist.
Or a criminal.
Yeah.
What do you do with your life, Sean? How do you fill your days?
I go to work and then I come home.
Beautiful. Sounds like the dream.
Yeah,
do you enjoy your work?
No.
No.
So that's why I have hobbies, I guess.
What hobbies do you have?
I like pretending I'm good at making music.
Oh, hang on a minute. Okay, so what kind of music? What music do you make?
Electronic.
And you say you pretend you're good at it. Do you play it for anyone? Does anyone get to hear it?
I played a bit of it for my dad the other weekend.
What did he say?
He thought it was all right. I'm still learning, so...
Do you trust him?
Maybe.
Because the thing about being a dad, I'm assuming you're not a dad. I am.
No.
The thing about being a dad is we love what our children do, even if it's awful. Even if it's awful, we don't see that it's awful. We see that it's beautiful and it's brilliant and it's unique and that only my son could have done it and it's wonderful. My son tomorrow is going to teach me how to sew. How cool is that?
That's cool.
That's cool. So, have you ever played your music to someone that isn't a blood relative?
Yes.
And what did they say?
They thought it was all right for a first try.
That's good.
Which is good, yeah.
Well, maybe I'll get to hear it one day.
Yeah, if I become super famous, I guess. Or you could, if you want.
Or you could email it to me.
Okay, yeah.
If you want,
Ian,
Ian at ianlee.com.
Is that your email address?
Yeah, Ian at ianlee.com.
That's easy to remember.
That's easy. I-A-I-N.
Yes.
Send it over, Sean. I'd love to have a listen.
All right, then.
Nice one, man. Thanks for calling. You did brilliantly.
Okay. All right. Bye.
Take care. Bye-bye. He's never called before, and he was brilliant. Anxious, a little bit nervous. It's a weird thing to do. And he played an absolute blinder. Thank you. Talk Radio.
The radio show for people who know the best part of the day is the night.
Late Night Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
Jerry!
Hello.
Hey, man, how you doing?
I'm not 100%, but a lot better than I was the other day.
Well, what's going on? What, how many % are you?
About 70.
70's not bad.
My wheelchair's knocking your shoulder the other day, didn't you? The handle's falling off.
Yeah. Well, you do batter it a bit.
I do. And now the brakes have gone.
Oh. Let's just hope they don't leave you at the top of a long flight of stairs or something, Jerry.
No, I'm good downstairs.
Okay, well...
I'd like to carry on, Doctor.
I was thinking exactly the same thing. Dr. Nookie, going down those stairs on that bed. He did those stunts. He did those stunts himself.
Yes, I believe.
Mm.
And it is. Apparently the professionals did a lot of their stunts themselves, didn't they?
Yeah, because TV and films in the 70s were crap, and they didn't have health and safety, and they didn't have budgets, and they didn't worry about people dying, and so, yeah, everyone did their own stunts.
And you had chimps dressed up selling tea bags.
Yeah, those are the days. Not allowed to do that now. Can't put... And the chimps tea party was a thing at zoos. You would go to the zoo and it would say at 4 o'clock, chimps tea party. And it would be chimps dressed up, sat at a table with a handler, and they would pour tea and things.
Not anymore. He's been near the Goody Man, Manchester. He's gone now.
You can't do these things. Who was the Johnny Morris, wasn't it?
Terry Nutkins.
Terry Nutkins, but had both his...
His otter called. He had an otter, didn't he?
Gemini. They released a song, Gemini, 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 Gemini.
I do that single. Get Nigel sing it.
He had, let's see if Nigel remembers it. Hang on a second. Nigel?
Hi there.
Do you remember Gemini, Gemini by Terry Nutkins?
No, I've never heard of it.
Oh, do you remember Terry Nutkins?
No, I've never heard of it.
He didn't have any middle fingers.
No, I still haven't heard of him.
Both hands, his middle fingers were missing.
Sorry about that, I don't know the person.
I once saw him on the bridge at Slough train station, and much to my shame, I turned round as he walked and went, Nutkins! And I ran off. I feel terrible about that. He's dead now, so...
Oh, dear.
I had the last laugh.
He died 5 years ago, but now it's on Twitter about a year ago.
Yeah, the thing about Twitter is a lot of celebrities die twice. And I've retweeted, such and such has died, and I've retweeted it, and then got a message saying, actually, and that person died 2 years ago. So you got to be careful.
Are you up for Trump, Ian?
I'm taking over.
Hang on a minute, Nigel. Jerry, was there anything else you wanted to say before I deal with this lunatic?
Before Nigel starts.
Yeah,
in his weight training.
You're sounding very. Your voice is sounding very strong this evening, Jerry.
I'm chilled out. That's why.
Have you smoked a fat one? Hey,
No.
does that... See, this is a serious question, right?
Yeah, it does. I know what you're asking. Yeah, it does. Bad no prescription drug going.
Does marijuana help?
It does. Bad no prescription drug going. No side effects. Brilliant. But it's illegal, so I can't really take
Well,
it.
the thing is, they do give out... I'll come to you in a minute, Nigel. They do give out medicinal marijuana in this country.
I thought they stopped it, so they're going to stop
Well, I know my mum was on a trial... Turns out she had the placebo in the end, which is a shame, but never mind. But I think that there's a big... This is true. There's a big field just off the M4 or the M40. This is true. And they grow marijuana, and it's the government growing marijuana for medical purposes. This is absolutely true. It's not me, not some stoner... bullshit. It's true, and that you can get. Obviously, they don't give it. They give it to you as a spray. Was how my mum had it, or it'll be like a tincture, but they don't give it to you as a resin or anything. But I'm sure that
give you his cake mix.
Say that again.
Don't give you his cake mix.
Cake mix. It is nuts, isn't it? I don't want to do the whole legalisation thing, but what have you tried it?
Yeah, I tried it twice. I had a bong twice.
And what? How did it help?
Just listen me off. Best night's sleep I've ever had. Yeah. Sleep's a nightmare. Sleep around 15 hours.
Did it? Did the tremors? Did the tremors slow down a bit?
Don't really. See, that's some difference. I know we have tremors, but I don't really have tremors. When you saw me, was just excited.
Oh, you didn't realise you were a stalker, mate. Otherwise, we wouldn't have rocked up.
I'm not a stalker.
It's
The stalker's on the line, on the other line.
Oh, Jerry, listen, it's nice to hear you doing so well, mate. I'll speak to you soon.
Okay.
Take care, fella. Bye-bye. Nigel.
Hi there, Ian.
Have you ever taken drugs, Nigel?
Yeah, DFs, yeah.
What?
DFs I take.
DS?
DFs, dihydrocodone.
What the hell is that?
Well, just painkillers for my legs.
Okay.
Drugs for my legs.
Drugs for the legs. Get the drugs out for the legs. By the way, I have to say, Nigel, we don't condone the use of drugs, but it's just interesting that you've just spoken to someone for whom it would have an obvious beneficial effect, and you can't get it. Anyway, Nigel, yes, sir.
Do you remember that advert? Nuts, oh hazelnuts, nuts, oh hazelnuts, Cadbury's make a fake chocolate.
No, Cadbury's make them and they make us eat chocolate.
Do you remember that advert?
Yeah, I remember it better than you. It goes, nuts, oh hazelnuts, oh, Cadbury's make them and they cover them in chocolates.
Cover them with chocolate.
Cadbury's take them and Cadbury's take them and they cover them in chocolate.
Funny advert?
It was, wasn't it Frank Muir?
Yeah.
What?
I think so.
Was it?
With a lisp, he had a lisp, didn't he?
Yes, I'm Frank Muir. I'm Frank Muir. And
Are you up for Trump, by the way?
Say it again.
Are you up for Trump?
Literally no idea what that means.
No, the President Trump.
President Trump's?
Yeah, President Trump. Donald Trump. Are you up for Donald Trump?
Am I up for Donald Trump? So is that a game?
Are you in favour with him?
By the way, if anyone wants to do this, here's my free idea you can have, guys.
Yeah.
Donald Top Trumps. Go and make a deck. Go and make a deck of Donald Trumps now, guys. There's yours. You can make a lot of money off the back of that brilliant idea. Am I up for Donald Trump?
Do a jingle about Donald Trump.
Do a jingle, and maybe Paul Ross will play it on his show at the weekend.
Yeah, instead of all the girls, it's the boys this time. It's Donald Trump, it's Donald Trump, it's president today. It's Donald Trump, it's Donald Trump, it's president today. We want you to vote for him and make him the president. We want you to vote for him and make him the president. It's Donald Trump, he's the man today. It's Donald Trump, sing along with me today, yeah, yeah. Sing along, Ian, sing along. You think I'm nuts, don't you, Ian? Hello? It's gone quiet now. Have you gone for a wee? Anyway. Hello, Ian. Hello, Ian. I think there's something wrong with the line. It's gone off.
Thanks for calling, Nigel.
Okay, thank you, Ian.
Late night, Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
Let's go to Eben. Evening, Eben.
Right, 20-30 seconds of that.
Evening, Ian.
Is everything all right?
Yeah, I was just watching a bit of YouTube.
Oh, I thought you were getting told off by someone.
No, I was just in my own world watching.
I thought someone was shouting at you. Get off that bloody phone.
No, my dad's in an awards evening tonight.
He's at an awards evening?
Yeah, with his work.
Oh, is he up for an award?
His project's up for an award.
Am I allowed to ask what kind of projects he does?
Yes, I can. It's to do with the Mary Rose.
The Mary Rose?
Yeah, the chef.
Oh, man alive. Now you're speaking. When was that raised? That was raised in about 1982, 83?
Yeah.
And the reason I know that is because we were studying the Mary Rose at school with a teacher called Miss Downing, who later ended up working in Lloyd's Pharmacy. And we, as we were studying it, they raised the Mary Rose. I remember as a kid watching the Mary Rose being raised, and it was fantastic. What's he got to do with that?
He's doing the biomechanics on the Mary Rose and a bit of archaeology, and there's orthopaedic surgeons been involved to see about knees. I don't understand.
Hang on a minute. Hang on a minute, Eben. Now I think you've been listening to Nigel too long. An orthopaedic surgeon is connected with the Mary Rose? What the heck?
Yeah, no, don't ask me how, but...
I want to know how! That's incredible!
No, he's, recently done a website in collaboration with...
Oh, wow.
2 universities.
Yeah.
And it's pretty incredible.
Brilliant. Have you heard back from you? Has he sent a text home saying if he's won or anything?
No, one of the people from the project has won an award.
Oh, well, that's good.
Yeah. The curator of Ordnance and Bones.
Wow. The Mary Rose, I'd forgotten about that. That was, whose ship was it? Was it Henry VIII's?
Yeah, Henry VIII.
Yeah, it was, wasn't it? Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Oh, well, I hope your dad's having a wonderful evening, and what a fantastic project to be involved with.
Yeah, very interesting.
Yeah.
And I was just phoning up to thank you being on all week, because you've lightened up my evenings a shedful more, because I've had a pretty rubbish week.
He said shedful, guys. It may have sounded like he said something else. He said shedful. Oh, well, Eben, thank you, man. I'm sorry you've had a rubbish week. Is there anything you want to share, or you just content to...
Because I've had an exam today.
Ooh.
A speech exam.
How did that go?
It was 2 presentations I had to give, one on social media and one on my film course, and the one of them I just thought I knew really well, and I didn't really revise that well.
Yeah.
And the second one I revised quite a bit.
How do you think it went?
I think it went all right. I hope I've got at least a merit.
I'm 43 years old, and I really, really hope, and I'm pretty sure if I carry on this path of mediocrity, I will never have to take another exam or test as long as I live. I still have nightmares, Eben. I had one last night. I still have nightmares about doing my A-levels. 25 years, 26 years after I did them, I still have nightmares about my A-levels. God. And when I hear young people, like you, saying they've done their GCSEs, or they're doing the presentation today, or they've done their A-levels, oh, God, I don't envy you lot at all. I don't envy you lot at all. Well, I hope it went all right.
What I've chosen my A-levels now.
You've chosen your A-levels?
Yeah, I'm regretting them already.
What are you going to do?
I'm doing mechanics and pure maths, ICT and graphics.
Hang on a minute. Graphics is an A-level now? What, like computer graphics?
Yeah, computer graphics, like Photoshop.
Hang on a minute. You can do an A-level in Photoshop?
Yeah, and making like posters and
bloody hell!
Photography.
Well, yeah, if you cut off... Oh, what the hell? The Broken Britain. No, I'm not going to be one of those people that says A-levels have got easier. Do you say pure maths as well?
Yeah.
Well, good luck.
Thank you.
Well,
I'll need it.
Yeah, I bet you do. How old are you, Eben?
I'm 17.
17? Isn't that funny? I always assumed you were older than that. Isn't that funny? I'm normally good with ages. I always assumed you were older than 17, and so I'm only asking because you mentioned your A-levels, and it surprised me a bit. Well, you've got the rest. It's weird. Remember being 17, Kath? Remember being 17 years old? Flipping it, what I wouldn't give to be 17 again. You've got the rest of the world ahead of you, man. That sounds really patronising, but when you're 43, you'll get it. You'll get it.
But thankfully, I've got a great weekend lined up.
What are you doing? You going to a nightclub? What's happening?
There's a friend's party on Saturday evening.
Beautiful.
And on Sunday, there's a get-together with my cycle club.
It's all happening in Swansea. Eben, thanks for the kind words, man. I hope your dad had a great night. And
thank you.
Nice to talk to you, man. Thank you. How exciting! The Mary Rose. It was. I was in Miss Downing's class. That was the second year of middle school. So what would I have been then? Gee, I can't work it out. 9. So it would have been. They must have raised it in 1982. Can we Google? No, we can't. But I think it would have been 1982. But we won't Google it. But I'm pretty sure I'm right. Ray and Dana, stay there. Come to you in a minute. If you want to give us a call before midnight, you can do. We have these two calls, and then it's up to you. 0344 499 1000. We call you back after midnight. We'll take calls straight to air. So this is kind of the period. Well, actually, it's been busy. As I say, normally between sort of 11:15 and 11:45, the phone calls kind of die down a little bit, but they haven't. Au contraire. But we have got a couple of lines free. 0344 499 1000. This is Talk Radio.
Late night Iain Lee.
On air and off the leash.
On Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
Yes, Raymondo.
It's Donald Trump. It's Donald Trump. He's a shed full of a president. How are you? Hurry up and remix that, Dan.
Kath has only just realised, whether he was singing it, she shouted in my ear, it's the same bloody song. She's only just realised that all his songs are the same bloody song.
Yeah, a bit like Jeff Lynne.
Hey, gone straight in there, dissing the LO.
Yeah. And there's another man who sings in the bathroom.
Yes, well, but the thing about Jeff Lynne, I quite like a bit of ELO. I'm not a massive fan, but boy, oh boy, why did they let him do Free as a Bird?
Yeah.
I mean, I know George Martin very graciously bowed out of it and said, my ears aren't up for the job of producing anymore. And then he went and produced an album 6 months later. So good for him. But, they shouldn't have let Jeff Lynne ruin. We didn't ruin Free as a Bird. It's a good song. I quite like that, actually. In real life.
Sounds more like him than the Beatles.
Yeah, it does. And that's the problem, I think. But never mind. They're good songs.
Anyway. Your throat cancer worry.
Yes.
Are you one of those who self-diagnoses all the time?
I've deliberately... Oh, no, actually, I was about to say I haven't looked up throat cancer, but I have looked up throat cancer, of course. Yeah.
Oh, dear.
Yeah, and it's because I've had this niggle in my throat, and then I heard someone on Radio 4 talking about throat cancer, and then oh, jeez. Yeah, I do. My mum, I get it from my mum, she used to have a big medical book before we had the internet and stuff. She had a big medical book, and she'd always wrongly diagnose stuff. Yeah. And then I remember once she diagnosed that she had multiple sclerosis, and we were all like, Mum, whatever. And of course it turns out she did, and she was spot on. So that's a hypochondriac's worst nightmare, isn't it? Or is it is it their best dream, getting actually ill? I don't know.
And now we've got Dr. Google to turn to.
Dr. Google. I had a text from my doctor's surgery today saying I can now download an app to make appointments.
Yeah.
And I quite like the nosy receptionists. I have a good banter with the nosy receptionists in my doctor. I had to go in the other day because they'd muffed up a repeat prescription, and I went in and said, "Oh, this has been upped," and I was quite happy to tell them everything. They were wonderful.
It's part of the experience.
No, it's part of the experience. Slightly nosy middle-aged women, beautiful. I don't care if they know about me.
And do you visit the doctor often?
I try not to. I try not to, because, so no, I don't.
I remember Nick Abbott used to tell a story about how he visits the doctor so frequently, he wore a groove in the pavement in between his home and the doctor's surgery.
Oh, I can't walk to my doctor's, it's too far away. But no, I don't. I'm going to wait till this cold passes, and then hopefully the throat will get better, and then I won't have throat cancer anymore. That's the plan, Ray.
Yeah. Please don't worry. Come on, you've got enough worries.
Thank you very much indeed, Ray. Dana!
Hip, hip, hip.
What kind of cake?
Lesbian lemon drizzle cake.
Oh, yes, please.
That's a dream come true.
It's funny, isn't it? A lot of men have fantasies about having sex with a lesbian. But if she were a lesbian, she wouldn't want to have sex with the man.
Exactly.
Crazy.
Exactly. But the way I look at it is most men are lesbians, really.
Oh.
Because they want to do it with the girls. So a lot of my friends are honorary lesbians. But I just wanted to say, because you mentioned earlier,
yes,
how your 4-year-old read a book to you.
Oh, it was great, and I meant to tape it, and no, actually, I was gonna get my phone and record it, but I was so in the moment and so enjoying it that I thought, no, I'm gonna just listen to this and remember this moment. It was wonderful.
because the reason it resonated is yesterday, my 4-year-old niece, well, she's 4.5, she read a book to me for the first time.
My boy's going to be 5 in January, if we're going to be honest about this, you know. So, but
she's 5 in January as well.
Oh, well, is it? It's not the 21st, is it? You don't remember, do you?
It's the 21st or 23rd.
Oh, there we go. Well, my boy's is the 21st. Oh, well, okay. In that case, so they're still 4.
But yeah, she read, and it was one. Oh, I tell you,
what book did she read?
Oh, it's a book. Basically, it's a book about kids called Kipper, Chip.
Oh no, I know that.
And a dog called Flossie.
Do they have a magic key?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. They have a magic key and they travel through time.
Yes. Because I got to their house last night and literally one of the first things my sister said is, Anaya, you need to read your book to Auntie Dee Dee.
Oh, brilliant.
So, I helped bath and, we put the other one to bed.
Yeah.
And then she got the book out and it was just such a wonderful thing.
My boy's not quite, he's not quite as advanced as as those books, but my elder boy, when he was learning, read those, so that's why I know them. But isn't it just, it's just indescribable how magic it is when they go from being a baby and suddenly they're sat there and they're reading words out of a book.
And there are a few, they're very simple words, and, you're sort of helping her in little bits. But it's wonderful. And as soon as you mentioned that, I thought, I've got to tell you. I thought, just share that wonder with you. I'm not a parent, I'm just the auntie, but in a way, I still felt that excitement.
No, not just the auntie. I'm an uncle, and it's an important job. It's an important job. My boy was struggling with "b," and he was confusing "but" with "p" and "d." But he's still kind of spelling the word. So it is literally a b a d bad d og dog. It's he's kind of doing that, and he was really focusing, and he's the eldest is the bookworm, and the youngest is naughty, but he was really focusing. He was focusing because I'd said, if you read this entire book, absolutely spot on, we can go and play a little bit of Lego Star Wars.
No, it's beautiful, isn't it?
It's magic. It's magic.
And I keep telling, because we've got where she lives, there's a little sort of sci-fi shop. I'm into my sci-fi, so I take her to the toy shop and I buy her little Star Wars minifigures. So when I see them early next week again, because she's done so well, we're going to the toy shop and she'll get another minifigure.
Beautiful, and that's the joy of being an auntie and an uncle. Is you get to go and buy all that stuff without the guilt, and it doesn't matter if, when you're a parent, you've got to say no sometimes. When you're an auntie or an uncle, you can say yes, or a grandparent, you can say yes whenever you want, and you annoy the parents, and that's great.
Yeah, I get to hang out. And do all the exciting things.
Oh, I miss my niece and nephew. Well, thank you, Dana. Thank you for sharing that. I appreciate that.
Have a wonderful weekend.
Thank you very much. I won't. I'm doing a show on Sunday night, and I'm kind of dreading it. If you're coming. It's about 3/4 old show and about 2/5 new show. If that makes sense, that maths makes sense. Good. I've put loads of new stuff in it, and I'm wondering if I put too much new stuff in it. Talbot!
Hey man, it's Talbot, Talbot Sunbeam.
The car?
No, that's my name.
Okay.
Good. How you doing, man? Listen, I've been meaning to call you for a long while, just calling to give you a bit of love. You're a top man, and you're almost like a friend to us all. And it's a bit heartbreaking to hear that you've been suffering a bit and all the stuff's been getting on top of you, but you've got to stay strong, man. You're keeping us strong.
I'm really pleased to hear it, Talbot Sunbeam.
Yeah. Good. All right, man.
Is that it?
No, it was just it, just to give you a bit of love,
I appreciate it. I'm feeling the love.
How's your track getting on, man? The Lindsay Lohan one.
I haven't had any recent sales figures.
That's got me into some big trouble, I'll tell you that. My kids love it. My kids are not much different in age from yourself.
Yeah, and you play them that filth. What a bad parent.
I played it the first time. It's just so catchy. The little one, 4-year-old, loves it. And then my wife heard it. She flipped. But it was comedy in itself.
What's your wife's name?
Lucy. Yeah. What are you laughing at? No, not now.
No, not
okay.
now.
No, but it's good. It's all good. So I just wanted to say hello.
Are you pleasuring yourself?
No, it's not. I'm not pleasuring myself.
Is someone pleasuring? Is Lucy pleasuring you?
bit like Kato. You know Kato from Pink Panther?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But with instead of karate, it's with blowjobs.
It's just like tries to catch me out. All right, I've got to go. I've got to clean up. Hold on.
His wife's a Mocky Kato. I don't know what happened there. Bonjour, Madame Katia.
Bonjour, Monsieur Iain.
Ça va?
Ça va bien, et vous?
Ça va. Hast du Geschwister?
Nein, ich habe kein Geschwister.
Ja, ich bin 13 Jahre alt.
No, du bist... how old are you?
Entschuldigung Sie bitte, wie komme ich am besten zum Bahnhof?
All right.
Hello, Katia. Good evening. I think that's pretty much all of the European languages covered. Let's speak in the one that is the most beautiful, Italian.
Allora, ma come stai, Iain?
And now English.
Now, this field of yours in, what did you say, Kent or Surrey, something like that?
What? This field?
Yes, you talked about a field, how do you pronounce marijuana? Marijuana.
Oh, the marijuana. I thought it was about Mary Rose. The marijuana, yes.
The cannabis. It's probably not cannabis. It's hemp. I'd say it's hemp.
What's the difference? Can you smoke it and get high?
Big difference in hemp. You don't have you have a really tiny amount of THS or something like that. The thing that gets you high
THC,
in the cannabis. So no, it's.
But they grow it for medicinal purposes.
They do as well. Yes, I know, because I've used the one from the hemp for it works really well. That's the only thing that works for me.
Dream works for you.
Yes. I've got chronic pain, and that's beautiful. That's well done. But it doesn't.
But do you get it? Because listen, we have to be slight. Do you get it legally?
Oh yes, absolutely. Well, that's the thing. Until the 31st of October, it was legal, but you didn't have to. The hemp. I'm talking about the hemp. When they sell it in the UK, they must say that it's a food supplement. They couldn't put on it, on the bottle that I used to buy.
This is not what is being grown in the field. What is being grown in a field by either the M4 or the M40, it's being grown by the government. It is government strength marijuana.
Are you sure?
Yes.
What? Because they need special lights and everything for
They're the government.
Yeah, but do they have special lights?
No, they just grow it.
Oh, I don't know.
It's true. Well, I'm not, Katia.
When did you hear that?
I read about it.
Yeah, right.
Why? Honestly, it's true. I haven't got the.
Can you imagine, Iain, if it was true?
Yeah.
Everyone would. Well, not everyone.
Armed guards, Katia. Armed guards. Shoot first. Ask questions later. That's my motto.
Right. Okay. I still don't believe you, but okay.
When have I ever lied to you?
Oh my God!
What?
I tell you.
What? I think you've been smoking some of this hemp tonight.
No, so many times.
No.
So many times. Just I'm the grandson of Christopher Lee. You're not.
You hang on a minute.
Yeah, you are.
What are you saying about my granddad?
Yeah, exactly.
Huh?
And that's actually...
I'm Christopher Lee's grandson.
Yeah, right.
You've seen the picture of me with him, haven't you?
What does that prove?
Well, it proves that. How would I get near to Christopher Lee if he wasn't my grandfather?
Yeah, have you got when were you a tiny little kid?
Yeah, of course I have. I'll find you a picture of Christopher Lee with a baby. Of course I can do that. Easy. He is my granddad.
Right, okay. There are so many. I've got a big list, but I don't have it in front of me.
Yeah, okay. Well, why don't you go and get the list, Katia, and then stick it up your bum. Okay, well, that was that worked pretty well, mostly. There was some bits were a bit patchy, but tell you what we're going to do. We'll change things for the last hour of the show. Calls straight to air, dear listener. Calls straight to air. You phone up And you can come on and do whatever you want. Don't swear. Don't be libelous. We have a 7-second delay, so if you do swear or you are libelous, we can dump it. That's the only rule. Apart from that, you can come on and do anything you want. I'm Iain Lee. This is Talk Radio.
Late night, Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
Catherine joins me in the studio.
Yeah.
Last hour of the show on the Friday, we will take calls straight to air. So if you want to give us a call, 0344 499 1000. Is it the first week or the second week we've had that number?
This is the end of the first week.
It's the end of the first week. It's the second week. Second week, Ed is telling me.
Second week, yeah.
He knows better.
Didn't we the first one was Halloween, wasn't it?
Yeah. But we didn't, I don't think we did straight to air live. Anyway, I don't know. Anyway, so what I'm saying is, if you decide to call in now, it will quite possibly be free if it's part of your package, or it will cost you pennies. So now more than ever, if you want to phone in straight to air, 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number. For this hour, we don't call you back. The only rules are don't swear, don't be libelous. The way it works is I see a line flashing on the screen. I touch the screen and go, line 1, you're on the wireless. That's the Chipmunks. The Chipmunks don't sound like that now.
No.
But I can't understand what they're saying in the film because it's too high-pitched.
Because of your hearing...
No, I just think the films are made quite badly. But I do enjoy them. I like Dave. Can we try and get Dave from the Chipmunk movies on?
Is he a real person?
Yeah. Dave's like their dad. He adopts them. Line 2, you're on the wireless.
Good evening, my son. How you doing here?
Hey,
you all right?
Bill.
What's happening?
Radio show.
Oh, mate, I know. I've been listening, mate. It's been good stuff.
I'm glad you've enjoyed it. You've become a bit of a hero this week.
Why?
Well, after placating Jonathan on Monday's show.
Oh, yeah, Johnny.
Well, we've not heard from Johnny since his main man became Daprez. So I'm assuming he's just at home pleasuring himself senseless.
He's probably done it to death, I reckon.
He must have done shooting sand, didn't it?
Oh, God.
Oh, dear. Maybe, what can you do, mate? You don't know where he lives there, so you can't check up on him.
I don't want to check up on
we
that.
We don't ever want to go there.
No.
Yeah, it would be a little bit like a horror film, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
But we've given him your mobile number, so you should be getting a call.
Nah. Oh, you've admitted to that now, though.
You've admitted to that now, though. What you got planned for this weekend, Bill? And I only want to hear it if you can sing it.
Yeah, that'll be a very, very quick song. This weekend, I'm gonna do nothing.
Good song.
It's like Craig David, but better.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I can sing in a different style if you want.
Always, go on.
All right then. Hang on, let me just go to where I'm not going to wake up the neighbours.
Oh, blimey, this is going to be powerful.
Wait there. No, it's not that one. I don't like these ones. I can sing, yeah, that's all right. 1 second. Right. 1, 2, 1, 2. 1 to the 2 to the 3 to the 4. It's the Iain Lee Show, Friday Night Basement. Too many man up in the place. Too many man up in the place. Ladies coming free. 2 drinks for £2 free. That was rubbish.
Thank you, Bill. That was actually
Sounded
rubbish.
like a bargain, though.
Let's go to line 3. 3, you're on the wireless.
Of 90%, maybe more, 99% of the listeners of Talk Sport, I'd just like to tell you that we don't like you.
This is the Matt Ford
We don't
call.
want you. We never wanted you to come back.
Oh, dear.
The worst
You're so camp, Matt Ford.
you ever. You make Stephen Nolan look like Orson Welles.
It's a great clip. If you're bored, YouTube, Jonathan from Swansea, Matt Ford. It's a cracking bit of radio.
Matt handles it beautifully, doesn't he?
Ooh!
He just laughs all the way through it.
I think my voice is going. I'm feeling my voice going, and I've got to talk for an hour and a half on Sunday night. That's going to be tough.
No talking tomorrow, then.
No talking tomorrow. I'm doing Sky News on Sunday morning. At 5:30, I have to be there on Sunday morning.
Can you do it through the medium of dance?
No. Well, we'll see. We'll see what happens, guys. 0344 499 1000. That's how it works. Is we sit here and people call in and join in or not, as the case may be. That first 2 hours worked.
Yeah.
I didn't think it would.
It's always a gamble, isn't it?
It's a punt. When you were getting my lamp from the car, thank you for that. I took the newspapers out of the studio and gave them to Ed and said, I don't want this. I don't want this rubbish.
Don't want the temptation of
I don't want this rubbish. It turns out that we can pull it off if we need to, as Jonathan may well have done himself. We'll carry on taking calls straight to air till 1 o'clock. Let's go to line 4. You're on the wireless. I can't tell the difference between dots and dashes. And I also don't get the thing about him being called Endeavour. Because that's not a name.
Well, you know, posh people...
Yeah.
They can call themselves whatever they want.
Endeavour...
Mind you, so can common people these days. Everyone's doing it.
Endeavour Morse. That's not... Neither of those are names. This is ridiculous.
What would you rather he was called Dean?
Yeah, Dean Jackson. Inspector Jackson's on tonight.
Wasn't Dean Jackson in EastEnders?
No, it's Dean Gaffney, who played Robbie Jackson.
Oh, right, I'm mixing them up.
Line 5, you're on the wireless.
Oh, hello, good evening, Mr. Dale. It's George again. I've got a quick question for you. What's brown and sticky?
Is it a stick?
Oh, I thought it was a riddle. Thank you, Mr. Dale. Goodbye.
I mean, there was a story in the paper the other day, and I only saw it because I think Scott retweeted it. A bloke. I don't know. I think I don't know the full details of the story, but he got fined. I think he went to court because he'd nicked a police radio.
Oh.
And spent 18 hours going, oh, Betty.
I saw that.
Oh, that's brilliant.
Gosh, that's dedication to a prank, isn't it?
18 hours. Oh, Betty. Can you get off this line, sir?
Mind you, Cracker could easily isolate that particular culprit. It would have to be someone who was around in the 1980s.
Betty. Line 6, you're on the wireless.
Howdy.
Hi there.
Just saying hello, really.
Hello.
I used to listen when you were on Beds, Hearts and Bucks.
Oh, dear. Oh, dear, oh, dear, oh, dear, oh, dear. Never mind.
I quite liked it, and then Justin replaced you. What was the name of... you guys had a... I don't want to say receptionist, but she used to manage the calls.
Kelly Betts.
She had blonde hair.
Kelly Betts.
That's it.
Yes.
Yeah, big song and dance when she left, but she was good.
We did a big song and dance when she left, and I got the boot. Hey, this Sunday is the anniversary of me getting... of the actual day when I got the phone call saying, don't come in anymore.
Oh, we should definitely mark it.
Well, I'm doing a show about radio, so I'll be marking it.
But we can go and do a dirty protest after.
Oh, yeah, I'm just down the road. We'll be in Luton, so we can get bevied up and get a cab, and we can go and smear faeces all over their window. We wouldn't do such a thing, caller.
No, I don't think you would.
No.
If that happens now, it'll be them off-road bikers. Not us.
I text Kelly Betts from time to time, and I was going to text her tonight, actually, because we, by mistake, Catherine and I ended up watching the last 10 minutes of Citizen Khan. And Citizen Khan was a little bit of a joke between the three of us, because it really is the worst programme in the world, isn't it? Have you ever seen it?
I haven't, no.
It is.
Keep it that way.
It is. It's unbelievable. It's just so awful.
You would think it was acceptable if it was a rerun of something that happened in the 1980s.
Well, yeah, it's very 80s comedy. It's just... Anyway, so I nearly texted Kelly tonight, and I'm sure the last thing I sent her was a voice message. This won't mean anything to you, caller, but bear with me. I sent her a voice message going, 4,152 minutes.
I think it might mean something to someone if they were listening to that programme.
Oh, well, I'm glad you found us. How does this show rate with the Three Counties one?
I liked Down the Rabbit Hole on Saturdays. I called you a couple of times while you were on that. That was a lot of fun. I follow Kathy on Twitter. I get a notification every time she tweets.
Oh, sorry
it's
about
good,
that.
Half the time.
Oh!
Hang on a minute. He's very, very carefully and cleverly swerved the question there. There was a question
what
about...
was the question? Right, about whether or not, which is better.
Wow.
I like this one. It feels like you've had the shackles removed a little bit. The Periscope's good. I feel like Kathy's more involved as well, which is great. But I don't listen as much now as I used to because I used to wake up to Three Counties, and it was good. I liked that morning slot. So I think you had the advantage of the morning slot.
Yep.
But here, there are some benefits.
What do you listen to? And I'm not saying this as an opportunity to knock the people that are there now, because I know the people that work there, and it's, good luck to them. But what do you listen to in the morning now?
Either talk radio, so there's that Paul guy that I quite like. Paul, one of your colleagues.
Yeah, Paul.
Better call Paul. He's good in the mornings. But I did carry on listening to Justin and Kathy, and then when Kathy left it, I was done, because Justin's cool, but it wasn't the same as when you guys had the morning slot.
Listen, I'm glad you. Thank you for calling in. I appreciate that, and it was very kind. Well, yeah, we'll be there on Sunday. Those guys are going to get it. Let's take one more. Then we'll have a break. Let's go to line 7. 7, you're on the wireless.
I have a pen, I have an apple, apple pen. I have a pen, I have pineapple, pineapple pen, apple pen, pineapple pen, pineapple, apple pen.
What do we know about the pen, pineapple, apple pen guy? What do we know about him?
Precious little.
Because, who was the Shandam man? What was his name?
The what?
The Shandam man.
Again?
The Shandam man.
Do you mean the Gangnam Man?
That's the fella.
I don't know who the Shangdam Man is. Sounds like he's ripped it off.
What was his name? Joel or something?
His name was Psy.
Psy. We know about him. He's Korean.
And he's made a lot of money.
Yeah. We don't know anything about the pen, pineapple, apple pen man.
No.
Man.
Looks a bit like... No, he doesn't. I was going to say it looks a bit like Joe Baker.
It does look like an old Joe Baker, and we've not seen... Who's Joe Baker? Was he
a little bit of Monica.
That was Lou Baker.
Oh, yeah, that one. Who's Joe Baker?
Joe Baker's his brother.
He looks more like that guy.
He looks like Joe Baker, actually. Lou Baker's brother. Is this true?
Go on.
That for one of the Clintons' campaigns, I don't know which one.
They had Scatman.
No, they were gonna... That's just a vicious rumour. They were going to use the Lou Baker song.
No!
Yeah. And do you know why they pulled it?
Because of Monica.
A little bit of Monica.
But it's an array of women.
And they literally... I read that the other day.
That can't be right.
Yeah, it may not have been for Clinton. It was maybe for a Democrat campaign. Could have been just for the Democrats in general. It might have been for Obama, and they were going to use it, and then someone went, the Monica line. Maybe so, no. Call straight to air. This is Talk Radio.
Unmissable late night radio with the original king of unconventional conversation.
Make contact with Iain Lee.
Late night Iain Lee on Talk Radio. We'll get you talking.
The phones keep on ringing. Line 7, you're on the wireless.
Hello, stage. I'm phoning the Iain Lee show.
Yes, caller. What is your name?
Dirk.
Doug?
Dirk van der Van.
Dirk van der Van.
I'm from the Netherlands, Europe. I'm currently in UK, and I discovered your show for the first time tonight. I like very much. It is a good show.
What do you like? What do you like about it, Dirk? Dirk van der Volk.
I like the talk about the marijuana, that talk, and I like the I like the caller. They're crazy, you know, crazy English people, man. Hello.
So tell us about where you're from again, Dirk.
Netherlands.
Which part of the Netherlands?
I'm from Rotterdam. It is not too far from Amsterdam. I'm a primary school teacher. I'm primary school teacher in Rotterdam.
That's
on
great.
holiday at the moment.
You're on holiday, yeah. That's unusual to be taking a holiday during term time.
No, currently I'm not employed at the moment. I am on sabbatical. So I am traveling. I'm traveling around. I'm looking to go to Dublin next.
Dudley? Did you say? Dudley?
Hello?
You're going to Dudley?
No, Ireland. Guinness.
Dublin.
Oh, right, sorry.
And what have you seen?
Where is Dudley?
Oh, it's beautiful. You should go there. It's West
No,
Midlands.
Don't send him to Dudley.
Yes.
He's a dump. What have you seen, Dirk, while you've been over in the UK?
Well, I've only been here for the one day. I've seen John Lewis. I've seen Oxford Street. You know?
I do know Oxford Street. Yes, very busy.
Yes. Oh my God! I nearly got hit by a bus, but I survived. No hit me. So, yeah, crazy Englishman here. I like very much. I want to go to football match, but there's no Premier League because international breaks on. But I'm looking and hope I find.
What English team do you support?
Tottenham. Who you support, Ian?
I'm not really into football, Dirk.
You're not okay. You're into men.
I like men. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Me too. It's all gravy. You know. It's whole Netherlands. We're very liberal. But we've got excellent teaching methods. You know, we run our red light district professionally. It's a very liberal country, so, you know.
What, is that part of the curriculum?
What's that?
The red light bit. You said we have an excellent teaching method and we have the red light district. I don't know. Imagine.
No, the way we legalization in general, you know.
Yes. Oh yeah, I got you.
Sorry, my English not my first language.
Really, it's excellent.
What is your first language?
Dutch.
Well, speak to us in Dutch.
Could you say you're listening to Iain Lee on Talk Radio in Dutch?
Zo Iain Lee on da Talk Radio. I done for you.
Yeah.
Yep, you're done
Sounds
for me.
legit to me.
You're done for me, Dirk. Thank you, Dirk.
Okay, thank you so much. Who is the lady?
I ain't no lady.
You sound, very nice. You like we dinner?
Yeah, all right then. Where do you want to go?
Okay, we go to I go a very nice place today. It's a street window. I pay for it in London very expensive. I pay. They make me pay £49 for waffle at one of those window places.
Oh yeah. Okay.
And then I get in cab, but it is like it's tent on a bike. if you know what I mean, or is maybe I get with bad people, I don't know.
I think you might have got with some bad people. £49 for some waffles. That's a little bit pricey.
That's waffles, and then for this taxi ride on the tents on the bike, that cost me £700. I went from the Bond Street. I need to go Marble Arch. £700. It was only like 2 minutes, you know, man.
You better save your pennies then. Don't take me out, because I'm an expensive date.
Dirk, enjoy the rest of your time here. It's nice that maybe we'll speak again before you go back.
I try. You speak tomorrow. I phone you maybe 9 a.m.
Yes, you phone me tomorrow at 9 a.m, Dirk. Oh dear, let's go to line 8. You're on the wireless.
Let me try and educate with my lyrical flow. On the mic of this time, in a place to be. People hanging out just because they want to be next to me. It's a special place, let me try to explain. It's not a record shop or a fast food chain. Where my cupboards are bare and I'm not hip-hopping. You'll see me down there.
Is that Goldie-looking chain?
That sounded like Billy to me.
Billy?
Yeah.
Honey to the Bee?
No, that Billy that comes on and sings.
Oh, Bill!
Yeah.
What, doing the rapping then?
Yeah, spitting some lyrics.
No.
You sure?
No, I don't think so. Let's take a breather from the phone calls. If you want to call in, 0344 499 1000. There's no other radio show like this at the moment. You can probably tell.
For a reason.
Tell why. But there we go. So, doing the show on Sunday night, the live show. I think it's 80, 90 people coming. It's quite a lot of people. Sold out.
What's that new place like that you're going to do it at?
I don't know. I've never been there.
No.
I don't even know what time the show starts. I'm getting there at 5.
Right. It'll be after then sometime.
Sometime after 5. I'll be selling CDs, guys, of course. I'm dreading it.
You'll love it.
Oh.
You will.
I've got new bits. And the old bits feel really old. I mean, it's over a year ago I did that show. Over a year ago.
And so much has happened.
So much has happened then. And I've not really... Here's the thing. I did think about putting in the whole Christian thing. And I decided not to. Mainly because I didn't fancy... It would have involved me listening to the audio again. And I don't really want to... No. I've not listened to it since I said it. So I didn't... I chose not to do that. So I've put in some other different bits and pieces.
But you know, a lot of the people that will be going on Sunday will have already seen it.
This is why I put new bits in.
Exactly. So that's good.
But there's not... there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5... 6 new bits.
All right, well, that'll do.
It might not be funny.
But it might be funny.
In fact, now I've just said that, I've realised that the flow doesn't work. They've put 2 long bits next to each other right early on.
All right, so have a little jiggle with
it
tomorrow.
Can't be bothered. Can't be bothered.
It'll be fine. You're always like this.
Yeah, I know. I just...
You know, like a div.
What? Line 8, you're on the wireless.
The Middle East is unstable. Russia is belligerent. Britain's going through a nasty breakup with the EU, and we need a rebound. And who better for a rebound than another ex? Our first ex, America. I know, when Britain and America were an item, it was a manipulative, controlling relationship that benefited one side far more than the other. But golly gosh, the sex was good. But it won't be all one way this time.
Who's this?
No idea.
Ill-thought-out pop-up restaurant aboard the International Space Station. The tables have turned. Look at you, America. You rule the world as a beacon of military and cultural might.
I don't know who that is. Some work's going to that. So it can't be one of our listeners. Surely not. Okay, another 30 minutes of this. Start dialing now. 0344 499 1000. And you may be on the air after this.
The wild man of late night radio is back.
Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
Yes, line 9.
Tony's in Crouch End. Morning, Tony.
James,
Yes.
you're fat, you're bald, you've got man boobs. Iain Lee has got beautiful, slim, athletic legs. and he is going to destroy you so much on Monday. You are going to cry like a baby until Christmas and 2006.
Thank you, Tony.
You don't stand a chance.
It's me phoning James O'Brien.
Listen, Dave, Chris has reminded me, James nearly swears, okay?
No, no, it's me phoning me.
Professional cool.
Thank you, Tony.
You don't stand a chance. You don't stand a chance. And I hope all of your listeners realise that when you lose the race, you lose their respect.
It's Ian Lee doing a really bad accent.
No, it's not Ian Lee doing a really bad. No, I hate you, James O'Brien.
Oh, it cuts just before the swear, which is perhaps a good thing.
It's me. All right, it's me phoning up James O'Brien. It's me listening to the clip of. God, it's good meta. I can't be bothered to analyse that. Line 2, you're on the wireless.
Why, Ian, man? Hello.
Hello, line 2. Who's this?
Terry.
Sorry?
Terry.
Terry, hello, Terry. Whereabouts you calling? Terry from the Toon?
Newcastle, yeah, I'm from the Toon Army, man. I love my Toon Army, mate. How are you, like?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you, Terry. I'm good.
Oh, grand stuff. No, Ian, I'm just calling in, like, about those fields you was talking about. Did you say they was on the M5?
No.
Or the M4, man?
I can't remember. This is the marijuana fields that the government own. I can't remember if they're on the M4 or the M40.
Oh, man.
Why are you interested?
No particular reason, man. I just might look into that, like, I don't know, it'd be alright, have a little look round, like.
Bit far out your way, innit?
Aye, I'm always driving about, you know, us lads from the Toon there, aye, Kathleen, aye, last Bonnie, last say.
Well, thank you very much.
You mean Gadge.
What was his name? Tony? Terry? Terry from the Toon. Well, they're delightful fruitcakes this evening.
Yeah. So many beautiful voices.
But do you know what? After the week that we've had, it's kind of nice for people just to be able to phone up and do nonsense, just nonsense. I was talking to John Dredge, of course, who's part of Dredgeland, the wonderful act that pushed the wheelbarrow performance ring, and they may be coming to February performance ring. I need to sort it out. We'll sort it out. If they don't come February, they'll definitely come to the one after it. I was just saying it was magnificent because their act was magnificent because it was silly. Yeah. And you don't get much silliness anymore. Monty Python was silly and was stupid. And there's not really any... There's no silliness. There's no outlet for silliness anymore.
A lot of people trying to be clever.
Yeah. I listened to the Now Show on Radio 4. I listened to it because I don't like it, and it's a weird thing to say, but it makes me feel smug because I think it's awful. And they're trying... Actually, there were a couple of laughs in it this week. But I get the impression they're trying to be too clever. And clever's great, but so is stupid. Stupid is great. It's fun to watch stupid films. You know, they say this cartoon I watched with the boys. It was two slugs that eating chilies and they were farting fire.
Well, and you reminded me of that film the other day, where what's it called? Napoleon Dynamite. There's no point to that film, and I flipping love it.
I haven't seen that for years. I haven't seen it for just the right amount of time that I could watch it and enjoy it. They made a TV series of that as well.
Oh, don't do that.
No, apparently it was a... Here we go, TV series of films that should never have been made. They made a Napoleon Dynamite series. There was a Police Academy series that only had that Jones in it. There was... what are the spin-offs of films? They made a series of Private Benjamin, didn't they? But it wasn't... I don't think it was Goldie Hawn in the series.
I don't know. I didn't know about that.
Yeah, that was what used to be on before. It used to be on Channel 4.
This is the point, right? The main stars of that, film actors, will not be available.
Well, I think they are now.
Well, J-Lo's doing one, isn't she now?
Is she?
A series, yeah.
Is she? Does she get her clothes off? Because I like J-Lo films, because A, I think she's a great actress and she tells really good stories, and B, you're always at least guaranteed one shot of her bum in her pants.
I don't know, I've never seen it, but I think it's I mean, who's to say no? Probably. If it's central to the plot and that's artistically done, I'm sure she will. I thought she was brilliant in that thing with... Did you ever see the one with George Clooney? You'd like it. They get locked in the boot.
I've seen them all.
Out of Sight.
I've seen all of the...
Have you seen Out of Sight?
Don't think I've seen that one.
I love that film.
I like the one where she's a victim of spousal abuse, so she trains up to be a ninja, then kills him. It's a weird message, that, isn't it? Really weird message. I like the one where she's a high school teacher and she has sex with the guy next door thinking he's a grown-up, but actually he's just well-developed for his age and he's a psychopath who goes to the school.
She's done one stinker, though. I've never seen that one, but that sounds...
If you're about to say anaconda, incorrect data.
Anaconda was flipping awful. You could see the zip on the snake.
Line 6, you're on the wireless.
Oh, this is a surprise. Hey, Chris, we grew up, didn't we? Listen, I wasn't expecting this in the...
I don't need to listen to
Don't play that, because I'm very drunk in that clip.
That's us winning an award for being bloody good, and I'm shouting down at Agent Chris, who's producing the Nick Ferrari show. Line 2, you're on the wireless.
Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Hello, it's Steve Allen here, Mr. Bitter Lemon himself.
Mr. Bitter Lemon. What do you want, Steve?
Just put a stop to this nonsense, Ian. My show used to be good about 15 years ago, but it's just bragging about how I get the biggest time slot in the impressive 4 a.m. slot.
You've got a big 4 a.m. spike, haven't you?
Spike, yes.
And if you're not careful, I'm going to shove it right up your jacksie. Line 2, you're on the wireless.
Hip, hip, hip.
Hip, hip, hip.
Yeah, it's Star. I'm a bit offended, Ian.
Why are you offended, Star?
Well, you said Dudley's, like, you know, I'm not going to say the word, but yeah, you said it was...
That was an outrageous...
Not very nice.
Yeah, you said it was a dump, didn't you?
Yes, I did. Yes, I did.
It's not. That's my hometown, that is.
Where do you live now?
I live in Skegness now.
Why?
Well, I moved here to be with my husband.
Right, OK. He couldn't move to Dudley?
No, because where he lives is a lot better than where I was at the time.
Oh, she's just...
Not because of the area.
She's just defended exactly what... Where he lives is a lot nicer than where you lived. You've just shot
not
yourself...
the area.
What do you mean, not the area? What do you mean, not the area?
Not the area?
No, what do you mean, not the area? Stop saying not the area. What do you mean by not the area?
I'm not saying the area was nicer. I'm saying the actual, like,
what?
Flat that he lives in.
The flat, right. It shows, that shows just how much of a dump Dudley is. You've moved to Skegness because it's nicer.
No, I didn't move to Skegness because it's nicer. I moved to Skegness because my partner's here.
And he couldn't be... He said, I'm not moving to Dudley, it's a dump.
No, he would be happy to move there if I asked him to.
But why didn't you ask him to?
Because I didn't want to.
Thank you very much indeed. I mean, really, fish in a barrel. Line 6, you're on the wireless.
I've got a bone to pick with you, Ian.
Bloody hell. Yes.
Right. What's all this about you calling my place Dudley a dump?
Fair play. Yeah. It is a dump.
No, it's not. I live there, and I'll tell you something. If I see that Dutch bloke, I'm going to beat him up just to teach you a lesson.
No, don't beat up. We need as many visitors as we can get from overseas. Don't beat up any Dutch people.
Well, don't you slag off Dudley, then?
All right, if I don't slag off Dudley, will you promise not to beat him up?
Well, I don't know when he's coming. Who is he anyway? I've never heard him before.
No, nor have I. What just happened? This is the thing. This is the lesson I learnt a long time ago. Never diss a region. And I dissed a region. And it came back. And the thing in Dudley, everyone's quite violent there. So they once they work out how to use the telephone.
I looked into my family history once a while ago when it was interesting to do so. And my grandma had always told me that her mum was from the Potteries.
Oh, yeah.
And I thought, Staffordshire.
She's made of clay?
No, the Potteries is in Staffordshire. Anyway, traced it back. Turns out, I'm Dudley.
What do you mean she's from the Potteries?
That's what they call Staffordshire.
No, they don't.
Mm-hmm.
The Potteries is not an area. The Potteries is an art form.
It is, my sweet.
The Potteries is an area.
It's an area, yeah.
Get out of here.
If you're from the Potteries, call him now because you're from Dudley and he's just been slagging you off.
If, I tell you what, I bet in the Potteries, I bet you can have a really smashing time.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. You see? That's jokes. 0344 499 1000.
Late night, Iain Lee on Talk Radio. We'll get you talking.
Let's see if we can do a run down the board, shall we? That's a bold statement. Line 1, you're on the wireless.
Hello, Ian. Yeah, it's just a little scenario for you.
Yes.
Okay, here it is. What would you do? Okay, you go round to your good friend, Kathleen's house.
Yes.
You ring the front doorbell, no answer.
I'd murder her. Huh?
No, you go round to the back, you look through the patio windows, Kathleen is slumped over the table.
Who's Kathleen?
Kath, the lady who's in, the co-host.
Catherine.
Catherine, apologies. So, Catherine slumped unconscious over the table.
Are you a lord?
Through the patio drawer.
Patio drawer.
Would you smash her back door?
I have actually had to smash, back in the day, one of the worst nights of my life. When I lived in a flat, I got locked. So you walk down in the flat, and you walk down the stairs, and there was a door, and then you're in like a hallway, and then there was the door of the other flat, and there was the front door. And once I got locked in that bit.
Oh, no.
For hours, for about 4 hours. And my girlfriend at the time, I think we'd split up, so she wasn't coming back. There was a gentleman on the other side of the door outside waiting for some money. And so he wasn't going anywhere. And so I had to phone up my ex-girlfriend and say, can you put... And she was used to my insanity and madness at this point. So can you put your keys in a cab and send it over? And she did, but fair play to her, she took a long time to send those keys over. So she sent the keys, and so that opened the front door. But we couldn't open the inner door to the flat because my keys were in the other side, and we couldn't get the keys out. So we had to go around the back and smash our way through the window. Have you ever tried to smash a window? Not a double glazed one, a single glazed. It's really hard. I had a crowbar, and I said very loudly, I live here, I've locked myself out, I'm going to be smashing a window, guys, don't call the police. And it took me 6 goes to smash a window. It's really hard.
Gosh.
And then I got ripped off by some... then I phoned up... This is all about 10 o'clock at night.
Oh, right? No.
And then I phoned up an emergency glaziers, and they said, we can come and fix it. We might not be able to fix it, but we'll probably be able to fix it. And they turned up, they went, no, we can't fix it.
They put some cellophane
on
it.
They put a bit of wood on it, and they said, right, that'll be 150 quid. And then tomorrow to put in a new bit of glass, that'll be another 150 quid.
Just pay it, don't you, at that point?
You just pay. I mean, I was busy.
Yeah.
Line 2, you're on the wireless.
Hello, I'm calling from the Association of Radio Survey Executives. I wonder if you've got time to answer a few questions for me in a quick survey.
Yeah, we've got a couple of minutes. Yeah, sure.
Thank you. Just brief answers, please. This is the first thing that we're looking to know is what your favourite radio playout system is.
Catherine?
What's this one called?
I like Burley. Burley's my favourite.
I used to like Radio Man,
yeah.
But,
Burley.
Thank you. Moving on, question 2. Your favourite provider of jingles? I'm a fan of Jam. What about you?
Pat Sharp.
Pat Sharp. Okay. Your radio hero?
Pat Sharp again, isn't it?
Pat Sharp, yeah.
Radio hero. He does come up in the survey quite a lot. I think it's the hair. Finally, last question of all. When you're doing your radio show, how long do you think it would be if you were at the point of the show, half an hour from the end of the show, let's say, at this point, are you thinking of having a nice relaxing poo?
I am, actually. And when we had the Dutch gentleman on, it's something shifted in me. It caused a stir.
Something what?
Something shifted.
Shifted. Shafted.
Gary Schiffman.
Shot.
Thanks very much for calling. Let's go to line 3. 3, you're on the wireless.
Oh, hello. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Is this the open mic thing?
Yes.
Open lines? What? Oh, hello. Yeah, it's Kyle. I just wonder what I missed.
Nothing.
Not a lot.
Oh, what, for the entire 3 hours?
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, is it worth listening again on some sort of catch-up application?
Oh, God,
or?
no, I wouldn't. I really wouldn't bother. It's quite tedious. Go to bed. Line 4, you're on the wireless.
of body parts has gotten as much attention, admiration, or is more sought after. Every fitness magazine, every issue has something on the cover about abs, six-packs, shredded, shortcuts to tighter abdominal, no belly fat. The thing they fail to tell you is that in order to see your abs, you need to actually diet, eat right, and reduce the body fat. Because the fact is, everybody has abs. You've got abs, your dad's got abs, your mom's got abs, your weird Uncle Barry, he's got abs. But you need to see them. To do that, reduce body fat. And if you're looking for a solid, free diet, the Alpha M Diet Plan is linked in the description and is awesome. Goodbye.
It sounds like Mickey Dolenz. It wasn't, but it was... line 4, you're on the wireless.
Am I live on the air right now?
Oh, for crying out loud. This really is...
Am I live on the air right now?
No, you're not. Line 6, you're on the wireless.
Hi, Ian. It's Nelson from the Norfolk.
Hey, Nelson. How you doing, man? Every single time he gets me with that.
Trickster.
Every single time. Why is everyone doing terrible accents tonight?
I don't know what you mean.
I don't know what you mean. I don't know what you mean.
It's not everyone doing it, is it?
It's primarily one person. Let's go to line 7. 7, you're on the wireless.
Oh, right now.
Sorry?
Am I live on the air right now?
No, you're not. Line 8, you're on the wireless. We're going to do a full sweep, I think. Line 8, you're on the wireless. I can't hear that. It's very quiet.
It sounds fun, though.
It sounds like there's a party going on in someone's pants and...
No one was invited.
No, well, everyone was invited, but no one turned up. That was... Didn't they make a TV series of Weird Science as well?
I think they might have, which is a big mistake. I love that film.
Good film, that. Let's go to line... 2 more lines to go, and then we've done the whole thing. Line 9, you're on the wireless.
Am I live on the air right now?
Right now?
Right now.
Right now?
Yeah, am I live on the air right now?
No, you're not. They, of course, made a TV series called The New Monkeys in the 80s, when the Monkeys were riding a reunion wave. And The New Monkeys is just an unwatchable car crash of mullets. I mean, it really is. And I can sit through anything connected with the Monkeys, but that, wowzers. Here we go. Let's do line 10, and then we've done the whole switchboard. Line 10, you're on the wireless.
Good evening. I'm calling about that man who keeps phoning up. Your man there who keeps phoning up with doing a terrible Irish accent.
Yeah, it really is outrageous. Do you want to speak to him?
Is he available? Because I'm terribly offended.
You can speak to him now, sir. Yes, I think this is him calling in. Hello, line 6.
Hello. Hello.
Is it line 3?
Am I live on the air right now? Yes or no?
I don't think you're really Irish.
Yay or nay? It's a simple question. Because when you're live, Am I live on the air right now? No, but it isn't I.
You're talking to a Royal Irish man here. I know I'm Royal Irish. I've got a potato in my pocket. What have you got?
I'm from Northern Ireland, and I like to say "nigh," N-O-W, nigh. You hear me right now?
I don't know what
you're listening to me right now.
I am so offended by your accent.
If I'm live on the air right now, that means my voice has got a lot of power. I've got hell of a lot of power.
Wow, there we go. That's that I think is pretty much that 30 seconds is a real. It's the best example you're going to get of the Troubles. Really is the best example you're going to get of the Troubles. Thank you for that, callers. Powerful stuff, particularly on this day of days. Line 2, you're on the wireless. Oh, no, you're on the wireless now.
Very many things, but I'll vent heat for pumpkin spice. Hi, everybody. It's Wednesdays with me, Amy. I don't usually share personal dating experiences on my YouTube channel.
Then don't. So it turns out you can't really eat the pumpkins, the big pumpkins you get for Halloween.
Right, okay. Who told you that?
I read about it.
No, who told you that with her mouth?
Yeah, but I ignored you.
Yeah.
Saying it.
You ignore me being right, is what you
Well, no. What I did, and what I hope you would encourage your children to be, is not to take the the word of some floozy.
Wow.
When I am given information, I question it, and I think about it,
You didn't
and I
even question it, you just went, no.
Yeah, then I went and did some research.
And then you read it written by whom?
It doesn't matter.
A botanist?
No, it wasn't a pervert. It turns out that I listened to it on Radio 4 on the food programme.
Oh, did you?
The food with Jay Rayner, the food, what they call it, the kitchen scullery or something. The kitchen cupboard, the kitchen cabinet.
Right, OK.
Boom.
And he said to you that the ones you get at Halloween are just for decorative purposes and they're not grown for juiciness.
The annoying American said that they were a bit bland and tasteless. You don't want to know what she's tapping to get that noise. Line 6, you're on the wireless.
You about my most recent dating experience.
No, I really don't want to know about your most recent dating experience. Let's go to line 2. You're on the wireless.
Do you want to know about the troubles, do you? I'll give you the troubles. I'll give you an old woman sitting in a car eating biscuits. That's the troubles.
Thanks very much indeed. Powerful stuff. Very powerful stuff. It makes us just think how lucky we are. And I was really worried as to where that was going to go.
So was I.
Line 1, you're on the wireless.
What's on the board with Fold?
Brucey's had a life-saving operation.
He
He
might
can't
never tap
dance.
again.
He may never tap again. The doctor made sure of that.
His wife is hoping he can return to public life. She's getting right.
He's like 88, isn't he?
Yeah, she's having to take all the jokes herself.
That is old. Fair play to him. That is old. I used to like him on the Generation game the first time around. And then it was... Do you remember when Jim Davison did the Generation game? That was weird, wasn't it?
Yeah, but he was kind of friendly then, wasn't he?
My sister worked on it.
OK. He was kind of friendly on the telly then, wasn't he?
Yeah. My sister worked on it. He wasn't friendly to the team, particularly if they had breasts and a vagina.
Gosh. What if they had one of that set?
I don't know. But because before then, it always been very camp men. Larry Grayson. Who else did it? Oh, no. Oh, then Forsyth came back and did it, didn't he?
Did Larry Grayson do that? Wasn't he?
Larry Grayson
shut that door. Wasn't it that higher and lower?
No, the higher and lower was Forsyth.
All right.
Larry Grayson did the Gen game.
All right. Before my time, is he?
All right.
Very young.
And it's funny because it was, all the old women loved him, but if they'd known what he got up to in his private life.
But they were the only acceptable camp people allowed on the television.
They didn't think they were gay.
Comedy. Just a bit whoopsie.
Line 1, you're on the wireless.
It's me again.
No, that's very clever, but no. Line 2, you're on the wireless.
Hi, good morning, Ian.
Good morning, Line 2.
Now, remember at the start of the show when you were talking about having a poet, talking about poets?
Yes.
Well, a few years ago, I did a show, and we had a poet in that show.
Yeah.
And he said to me, he said, CJ, I'm going to do some poetry today, and it's going to be really emotional, heartwarming stuff. Yeah. I was like, okay, that's great, brilliant. So he came on the show, and he started effing this and effing that, and started telling the government to F themselves, and he started saying F drugs and F this.
F.
And we had a room full of families, a room full of kids, and we were all just sat there like, holy... F, yeah. And I just wanted to share that with you, because that's how the show started.
Well, and beautifully done, and the timing is perfect, because that, my friend, is exactly how the show is going to end. Thank you very much for that. I appreciate that. Oh, actually, let's. You've got 10 seconds, line 1. That'll do.
Talk Radio.
Join the Talk Nation.
Dial up and talk radio.
We'll get you talking.